Best start of a stream ever. Okay, I'll post a link to the stream in case you need it.
And a link to the Dovekin arrives song. From Skyrim.
The what?
Skyrim Studios.
The what?
It's called like the Dovekin arrives, like the Dragonborn is coming or something.
Alright.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Story Time with Scrappy and Friends. I'm Scrappy Fan 92. With me today are Joey, Harry, and Xavier. We are back finally after nearly a year. After nearly a year's delay. After nearly a year's.
Take your time.
Who's doing that? After nearly a year's. We're resuming Duel of the Fates.
Yes.
This is the fourth episode. This is the fourth episode, and where we last left off, circa March 2021, Kylo Ren and Rey had gone on their Force journeys. Who is eating right now?
Me. I'm just opening up a bag of.
Please mute yourself.
This is amazing.
Who thought a man would be held together by simply a single twiglet? Sponsor us.
Where we last left off, Kylo Ren and Rey had gone on their Force journeys. Kylo Ren traveled to the planet of Mortis, watched the Clone Wars, and Leia had gone to appeal to her old friend Lando. She failed. And R2-D2 and C-3PO had been marooned on the planet Coruscant, which is now under the control of the First Order and Chancellor Hux. And if you want more context, watch the prior 3 episodes from 2020 and 2021, because I cannot be bothered to recap everything.
Yes, and I barely I only vaguely remember some parts, but a lot of it is just like gone out the window for me. So this will be fun.
Yes, folks, we apologize for.
I remember Rey and Poe having some kind of chemistry, and then going to another planet to find the secrets of the universe. And then Kylo's clones were like, "No, you can't do that," and then they died. And Kylo cried about it or some shit, and then went to the planet where the secrets of the dark side of the universe was held.
That is the best summary ever.
And some guy was getting really interested in some old lightsabers.
That would be Hux, probably.
And then they used the palace from Jack and Daxter 2 to send a message to all of the Force users.
Oh my god.
That was, I think, Finn and Rose trying to use some old Jedi tech. Thank you, Joey. We apologize for our delay. It has just been a... 2021 sucked, okay? It has
it was a mix of a lot of things, just a ton of things happening. A few people dropped out of wanting to read for the story, and also Star Wars is cursed, and no one wants to read this. So
like people they like Star Wars, but no one actually likes Star Wars. They like complaining about Star Wars.
That's what it feels like a lot of the time.
We didn't yes, as you all can guess. Yeah, Bright Star dropped out a year ago. We accepted that. We tried to look for someone to voice Rey. That didn't happen, and then we kind of just realized, well, bringing someone in partway through to read this would be a little confusing for them. So
I'm sorry I couldn't get a girlfriend. Okay,
it's fine.
I'm just taking the role of Rey, as I mentioned on numerous episodes of Storytime, I think. Yes, Tanner also had to leave for personal reasons, so Xavier will be taking over Poe, and I guess we'll fight over who has to handle the rest of Tanner's roles, because he was our vocal chameleon. And so yeah, come hell or Yes, Joey is the narrator still. Come hell or high water, we will finish the story.
Yeah, I want to get this done. So,
How did Doom Guy not think of this? Just drown hell.
okay, so, we're on page 81 on the script, right?
Ostensibly, like
84 on the document.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. If we could just scroll up to 83 around the exterior Coruscant part, just so we can kind of get back into it. That I think that would be the best
Okay.
course of action.
oh yeah, okay. So I guess whenever we're ready to start.
Give me a cue.
Oh dear, if I sound a little more aggravated than usual, because well, it just took a while to find our place because it's been a long time.
Yeah, no, it's been nearly a year, yeah.
Something about
Yeah,
some guys taking about playing Rocket League or something.
yeah, y'all were faffing about for like another
Yeah, no.
40 minutes. So I may have taken some of that frustration out on Xavier for simply having a snack. My apologies.
It's fine.
Oh, do we get to hear Xavier's AI thing again?
Yes,
Yep.
he had to pay out the ass just to get that thing working again, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, I guess whenever you guys are ready to start then.
Okay, this is Colin Trevorrow's Star Wars Episode 9 and Duel of the Fates, Part 4. Joey, you may begin.
Exterior, Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard, dawn. Empty, silent. R2 and D2. Yes, R2 and D2, and C as well as 3PO, emerge from an abandoned building. Two small figures swallowed by the desolate urban landscape. R2 beeps.
Wait, you said we were on like page 84 of the script?
We're going back to the end of page 18.
83.
Yeah.
Well, 80 on the script, 83 for the Google Doc.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Okay, there. Alright. Alright, here we go. I agree, R2. We may not survive this time.
A shadow falls over them both. A battalion of First Order transporters descends through the morning mist. They touch down, releasing an army of brute troopers. Thick, muscular mercenary enforcers, chrome armor and masks, reminiscent of Phasma. These guys make the stormtroopers look like the neighborhood watch. Interior. Tenement block, dawn. The brute troopers bark orders, flashing lights and weapons as families are forced from their homes. A horrified, waist-high Chandafan begs for mercy.
Okay. Hello, Beak! Beak not!
Slightly German there. A brute trooper shoves his rifle into the alien's stomach, doubling him over. A trio of infants wail from their perch on the ceiling. A nearby stormtrooper looks up to one another, disturbed by the violence. Next level vicious. The brute troopers pushed frightened civilians into prison crafts. Children are separated from their parents, herded into transports en route to the conditioning camps. They scream, reaching through steel bars as the crafts rise. R2-D2 and C3PO watch in horror as it plays out around them.
Oh, I can't watch. How horrible. We'll never find Master Finn now.
Interior, sewer, underground. They, not that they know. Sludge water spurts out of multiple chutes into a gelatinous sewer cake of repulsive, mysterious contents. It's not that mysterious, I ain't gonna lie. Finn jets out of a chute and splashes down, sputtering.
Oh!
sure that was Finn and not Chewbacca?
They did a fusion dance.
I'll live with it. Christ, if someone animated this.
Oh no.
A pack of I was going to read that as a super womp rats. Sure, let's go with it. Fed on the refuse encased in the gelatinous mass. One approached and sniffs, hideous whiskers brushing his face. Finn tries to dislodge his arm from the gel.
Hey, get away! Ugh.
It takes a lick of his face before he can pull an arm out and swat it away. The womp rats scatter. Then he sees why the rats scattered. The colossal Gryok, a white eyeless larva with eyeless larvae, the width of my language skills are impeccable. The width of the tunnel. Give me a second.
Okay,
It's
take your
emerging from its feeds on the sewage, grasping mouth, slowly sucking the gelatinous mass into its body. Delicious.
Oh no!
Finn dislodges himself enough to get stuck again. Wait, what? The Gryok closes in, slow as the sludge he sucks in. This is the worst of the bad nightmares. The Gryok's jaws open, dripping saliva, teeth like knives. Just as Finn is about to get eaten by this thing, a hatch above him opens, pouring light. It's Daddy.
Dade.
What? Okay, Dade? Okay.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's me. How does he sound actually?
I gave you the wrong name. I signed this character, but I was wrong. You have someone else. I guess I'll be Dade.
Do we even know
Dade
who
is
this
a
character
child.
sounds like? Oh, okay.
He's just a child.
Okay.
I'll handle him. You handle Rafe, not Dade.
All right.
Give me your hand.
Finn grabs the kid's hand and pulls himself up into the hatch just as the Grydok chomps down. Interior sewer tunnel day. Finn collapsed, shaking, traumatized for life. Again.
Yeah, right.
When
is he not traumatized?
That was so many disgusting things, all at once. I've seen worse.
Dade offers a hand.
I'm Dade. Just one name? What's wrong with that, Finn? You know me. We've been tracking you since you landed. We?
A distant screeching sound.
What was that?
R2, apparently.
You don't want to find out. Come on.
Dade shows Finn his resistance ring.
Trust me.
Exterior, underground tunnel, day. Finn follows Dade down a tight tunnel, boots splashing in the shallow water, light up ahead.
First Order purged a 10-mile radius around the capital after the galaxy went dark. Took most able bodies to the conditioning camps. Did anyone escape? Just us.
Dade opens a rusty door to reveal. Interior, abandoned underground prison, day. Hundreds of compartment-like dwelling units connected by catwalks to a central control tower. Living here, 1,000 escaped civilians, aged 12 to 60, none younger and none older. Finn stunned.
How many people are down here? 10,000, maybe more. You have weapons? Whole city's got weapons. That's what they're afraid of. A million of us rise up, the First Order is finished.
Finn lets that idea burrow deep.
You're right.
He's caught up, vagrant, brave.
This revolution starts here, right now. Sure. All we need is ships, weapons, an army.
Finn looks out at the massive underground cavern of humanity, 1,000 faces waiting for a leader.
We have one.
Finn eyes the old prison command tower in the center. Interior, prison command tower, day. Finn kicks open the door and fires up the comm system. He looks out at the downtrodden faces.
My name is Finn. I bring a message from the Resistance.
An older woman exits her call, tired and worn, kept down by this war since the Rebel Alliance days.
The First Order rules by fear. They build ships to intimidate us. We're mass to frighten us. But they're the ones who are scared.
The older woman takes her wooden spoon and raps it rhythmically against the bars of the old prison.
This is not the time to hide underground. If we take the capital, the galaxy will join us.
An alien joins, then another.
Together we can strike back. Together we can resist.
Hundreds, then thousands of people clanging their possessions together in unison. Finn stands tall. From traitor to deserter to revolutionary leader, his journey has led to this. Exterior, Mortis, Western Cliffs, they. Ray scales the icy peak, blasted by wind and sleet. She reaches a plateau, finding her footing. There are statues of robed ancients here, not Jedi. A storm of snow dust obscures her vision. Voices echo. Suddenly, she's back in the bright, warm sands of the Jakku Desert. Wind sweeps over the dunes. A child's voice screams out. Through the storms of the sand, a little girl is dragged away from her mother and father. It's young Ray at the moment of her parents abandoning her. The little girl screams, reaching out her hand.
Right, hang on. Let me just. What's the page? Because my phone's being a bit weird.
Bottom of 85.
Yes.
85
Okay,
for the script itself.
all right, found it. All right. Okay. Come back! Wait!
Nice.
Ray steps towards them, feet digging in the sand.
Wait!
The mother breaks from the father's grasp and runs towards young Ray, but the father holds her back.
No, we can't. It's too dangerous.
The mother relents, calls to her daughter, heartbroken.
Oh wait,
Mary. We have a relay system.
Stay here. Wait for us. We'll come back. Understand? I promise we'll come back.
Young Ray screams. Ray's
I'm not
watery
even
eyes.
I'm not even gonna try to attempt that to ruin my vocal cords.
Yeah, I just made something up.
It's fine. You've got that electric xylophone thing.
Automaton, but yeah.
Proceeds to not use it.
Yeah.
Ray's watery eyes match her younger self as the ship rises, casting a shadow over them both. The sandstorm kicks up, obscuring them. It turns from yellow sand to snow. Ray catches her breath, devastated.
They were afraid. Why were they afraid?
No response, only wind.
Luke, tell me, why were they afraid?
He doesn't answer. She grows furious, screams. Her lightsaber flashes as she cuts an ancient statue in half. It falls, cracks in half. To the half cracks in half. Okay. She looks up at the temple above, anger burning in her eyes. Exterior, Mortis, Eastern Forest, day. Kylo hikes through winter. Glimpses of the temple break through this canopy above. Suddenly, the wind dies. There's something ahead. A house in the woods. Smoke from the chimney. His younger self, Ben Solo, approaches the house. He wears all black robes, a hood. This is clearly some kind of force-induced vision, a sign of this planet's strength. Kylo watches from the shadows as Ben nears the house. When he puts his hand on the iron door handle, it opens. Han Solo stands in the doorway. He looks at his son with sadness and fear.
What are you doing, Ben?
That's not my name anymore.
Your mother can't see you here. Not like that.
Ben pulls his hood down. He's maybe 17.
I'm not coming back. There's a greater destiny for me.
They're lies. They're lies, son. Empty promises. You have everything you need right here.
What? You? Her? My master says I have unequaled power. Neither of you understand.
Your mother understands more than anyone.
She sent me away.
To learn. To grow.
I have grown.
Kylo watches Han approach his son, strikingly similar to their confrontation on the catwalk on Starkiller Base.
Your mother loves you.
She's afraid of me.
Han eyes the lightsaber in Kylo's hand.
Give me the lightsaber, son.
Han reaches for the saber.
You know I can't.
On the Starkiller Base catwalk, Kylo is back in the moments just before he killed his father. He watches as he plunges the blade through Han Solo, his father's eyes full of love even as the life drains from him. In the northeastern forest, Kylo disturbed and shaken, alone again, in the snow. Determined, he takes his first steps up the mountain. Exterior, Coruscant streets, dawn, empty, silent. R2-D2 and C-3PO emerge from a side street, two small figures swallowed by the desolate urban landscape. R2 beeps.
I agree. This isn't the Coruscant I remember.
A shadow falls over them both. A towering AT-MT Walker rounds onto the boulevard. They watch it pass, dwarfed by it. It stops as smoking, charred first-order tanks in its path. C-3PO and R2-D2 look on, curious. Interior, AT-MT Walker, cockpit, day. Oh god, deck officers. The AT-MT pilots look down at the burning tank.
I think that's you next, Joey.
Any life forms?
Nope.
Interior, abandoned building.
Simultaneous? Like,
Yeah,
I
simultaneous.
guess it's happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
he's Finn and 100 the deck officers. Finn and 100 people's resistance fighters hunker down inside this empty building. The AT-MT's head is positioned just below them outside.
Now.
Floor-mounted grappling guns fire hooks that sink into the opposite building, creating several zip lines over the AT-MT. Finn clips on a carabiner. Exterior, Coruscant streets, day. 20 resistance fighters swing onto the AT-MT like pirates, boarding a ship. Finn drops onto the top of the AT-MT's body. Dozens more land beside him. They run along its back to the head. A resistance fighter cuts through the hatch with a Vibra. Finn tosses a shock detonator inside.
Click!
An electric flash within. The pilots slump over the controls. Finn drops in, pushes the pilots aside, takes the helm. A familiar alien, 6 eyes, takes the co-pilot seat.
Load up!
The side panels of the walker slide open, allowing the resistance fighters to rappel into the cavity. More armed citizens pour out of the alleys to escort the steel beast as it walks down the boulevard, knocking aside the flip tank as it passes. A pair of tie choppers? Okay. Zip around the corner and square off against the ATMT. The walker blasts them out of the sky. Interior, Capsule Inquisition Chamber hallway, night. Hux paces in the next room. Rose screams in pain between electric jabs and shocks. Who was Hux again?
I'm Hux. I think you were Selic.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Chancellor, there's been an insurrection. Word has spread to other districts.
Decimate them.
Sir, the leader is a former FN unit. He was assigned by a regiment of our own. Hux twitches.
Impossible.
We're dispatching additional units to address the revolt.
No. No. Recall the FN units from active duty.
Sir,
If there was a flaw in their programming, we must correct it. Deploy more brute troopers.
those mercenaries are undisciplined and expensive.
Perhaps money is all that inspires loyalty anymore. Do it!
Do it.
Interior. Do it. Interior capsule. Interrogation chamber. Day. Rose's eyes are sunken, clothes ripped, blood peeking through the torn fabric. She hears commotion. The barking of orders. 2 deck officers enter in a hurry.
Gosh darn it. Transfer to Sail Block 6. They want her in maximum security.
One officer releases her from the rack. She slumps forward, dead weight. They drag her toward the door. As they move, Rose opens her eyes, eyeing the electric taser on the deck officer's hilt. When they reach the door, she hits the lights. She grabs the taser, shocks them both, clamps both their wrists to the iron shackles.
So long, boys.
Rose shuts the door behind her, leaving the 2 unconscious officers in here alone. Exterior, Imperial Boulevard, day. The ATMT turns the corner onto Imperial Boulevard. Inside, Finn strokes revolt via loudspeaker.
We will no... this thing on. We will no longer live in silence. Gather your weapons. Rise up. Strike back.
Finn squints out the window at a gold droid wandering among the cheering revolutionaries, unsure how he got here.
3PO?
Finn climbs out of the ATMT hatch for a better look. Suddenly, he's yanked upwards. A brute trooper lifts him out of the hatch and throws him onto the back of the walker. Finn is locked in a fist fight on the back of a moving walker 50 feet off the ground. I want to watch that.
Yeah, right.
Sounds awesome. Finn takes brutal hits from the brute trooper. Well, he wasn't going to be hit by fairies, was he? Anyway, from the brute trooper's steel gloves, it's like fighting a medieval knight with his bare hands. A powerful tackle, and they both roll off the edge of the moving walker. Slam! They land on the brute trooper's back. He keeps fighting, unharmed. Finn spots the walker's foot coming down on them. They roll away just as it lands. The brute trooper grabs a full blaster, puts a heavy foot on his chest, aims for Finn's heart.
Last word. What?
Sorry,
Yes.
nothing.
Last words, FN 2187.
Suddenly, laser fire takes him out. Finn looks up at a unit of stormtroopers. The leader takes off his helmet, extends his hand. It's RK-514, whoever he is. He lifts Finn to his feet, hands him a blaster.
Rafe.
I like it.
The other stormtroopers take off their helmets and throw them aside. Diverse faces with a new purpose. Freedom. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer Bridge, space. Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Connix escorts Leia to a terminal.
Forget who Connix was.
I don't know.
Back officer?
No, she's like Leia's number 3 in the Resistance.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Have fun, Harry.
Well, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The message from... I don't know what I'm doing. The message is from a First Order transmitter. Finn is alive. He has an army ready to storm the capital. They need reinforcements.
All we have is what's on this ship. You can't win a war with 100 pilots.
Death
Oh.
officers.
Poe comes in. +1.
Chewbacca growls. Nice. I mean,
Sorry,
I would
plus-
would be, so I would have done it myself.
Oh! Oh!
Sorry, +2 or 3. Tarful, are you there? Okay, I get it.
Leia's face falls from relief to dread.
Where's Rey? She went on alone. Her choice, not mine. What about the others? We lost contact with Rose. Finn is alive. He says he has an army on the ground. And we put our pilots in the sky and back him up.
Off her look.
What? This is what we've been waiting for. If we take the capital, we can destroy that jammer and call the galaxy to war. They'll kill millions, Poe. I've seen it. It's too reckless. Resistance is reckless. Passion is the greatest weapon we have.
Poe appeals to Leia. Their history together laid bare.
The rebels fought the Empire and won. You showed us it could be done. But that was your war. This one's ours. Let us fight it.
Also, I just gotta say this. We have AJ Bailey free in the chat.
Hello, AJ.
Hello.
Oh shit, there's people here. Lip,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Hope you're enjoying this. Anyways, continue.
Okay.
Leia looks
Leia
out.
looks at the Resistance fleet.
Leia looked out at the...
Yeah, Leia looks out at the Resistance fleet, young, ready.
Set a course for Coruscant. Ready all weapons and attack ships. This is a full assault.
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, docking bay, space. Resistance soldiers load into transports, pilots lower their droids into place. Urban assault vehicles roll into their open cargo holds of massive heavy transports. Exterior, Eclipse... the ship! Space! The Eclipse...
The Eclipse tacks toward.
The Eclipse tacks towards a distant point. The hyperdrive fires, rocketing the massive craft into deep space. Exterior, Temple of Mortis, day. Kylo Ren ascends the steps to a sealed stone door. The temple is cut into mountaintop. What?
Uninterpretable.
Yeah, it is. Uninterpretable carvings, runes, and statues allude to civilization and knowledge long lost. He reaches out, the door bends to his will and opens. A millennium of dust spills from its cracks. But he does not enter. He knows he's not alone.
I knew you'd come.
Kylo I really should have brought a drink. Kylo turns to face Rey. His mask surprising her. She's only seen the projection of his ideal self in the connections, not this.
The force is strong in this place. Can you feel it?
A low rumble. She's digging into his mind.
You're in pain beneath that mask.
Get out of my head. You won't like what you find.
Such a teenager.
Yeah, right?
Get out of my room, Mom!
No!
Like,
You
it's
won't
not a
understand.
phase! This is who I am!
You will understand, Mom! He force pushed her back. Fuck's sake. He force pushed her back. Her feet slide back a few inches, but she withstands it steadfast.
I'm stronger than Anakin Skywalker. Stronger than his son, bullcrap.
But you're still afraid
Of what? You?
of what you become. The dark side has left you empty, alone.
I don't have to be alone. With the power of this place, we could rule the galaxy as the ancients did. The dark side and the light.
Do you think I'd still join you after what you did to my family?
Kylo falters a bit.
Were you going to tell me here? Weaken me with the truth? I know what you did. Deep down, I've always known.
She circles him like a lion.
My parents didn't sell me for drinking money. They were hiding me from you.
So you remember.
Flash to the Knights of Ren in the rain. The image from Rey's Force vision when she first touched the lightsaber. A distant child screams.
Run with it.
What?
That's better.
Oh, that's brilliant.
yes.
That's brilliant.
No one said it was no one said it was a human child.
Alright. It's a baby R2D2. Okay.
Snoke made his orders clear.
Yeah, no, I just need to, like... yeah. Snoke made his orders clear. Find anyone who could destroy him. It didn't take us long to find you.
You killed my parents.
You blame me for your life on Jakku. You should thank me for it. You were safe.
Say it. Did you kill them?
I did. A blast of powerful energy explodes...
That's Joey.
right.
I mean, if you want to do my job, I can just.
the way the page like wrote that, it looked like Kylo was saying that.
Good job, Scrappy.
Nice. As we were saying, a blast of powerful energy explodes around her, clearing the Temple Mountain of loose rocks.
You murdered Han Solo.
I'm not here for you, Rey.
Millions of people.
All I want is behind that door.
Rey ignites her dual lightsaber.
God damn it.
Oh, is it messing up again?
Yeah, what page?
Uh,
Of the script.
96.
Yeah.
Halfway through 96 on the script.
Okay.
Rey ignites her dual lightsaber. So
Alright. Then you'll have to kill me.
Kylo lights his own saber. Whoosh!
I know.
Kylo attacks. They clash on the steps of the temple, both far more powerful than the last time they met. One of these two will not survive. Exterior, Coruscant, space. The eclipse appears from light speed. The city glows beneath. First Order Sentinel ships protect the capital from space. Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, bridge, space. Leia spins around in the chair. One's occupied by Akbar.
It's a trap.
Send the fleet to Planetfall. Surprise is the only advantage we have.
Interior, Eclipse Destroyer, docking base, space. X-Wings and Razorcraft fighters speed out of the bay, followed by a troop transport and cargo dropships. Poe races towards the Falcon. Chewie and BB-8 follow.
No, we don't have enough pilots. Oh, actually, let me try again. No, we don't have enough pilots. Get out there and do some damage. I don't know. Pick one.
This would have been an amazing scene. Chewie looks around, spots an orange X-wing, cocks his head.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I have things to say about this when this is all finished.
Oh, I've got things to say about this specific line.
Oh.
Starting off with Wookiee in an X-wing, but we'll get to that. Interior, First Order Capital, Command Deck, Day. Hux enters the command deck overlooking the boulevard. Smoke rises between the buildings. Chancellor, we've detected a ship in orbit, one of ours, but with unrecognized signature codes.
It's the Stolen Eclipse. Summon all destroyers to the capital. We can end this uprising and eliminate the resistance in one triumphant day. His voice
Exterior
is just changing every scene.
Like so. So is mine. I could have sworn I was more squeaky. Exterior, Eclipse Destroyer, space. The Millennium Falcon rockets out of the bay and joins the Resistance attack fleet. The Sentinels unleash hell, assisted by a squadron of TIE hunters launching from within. Poe is inundated with blasts from the larger ships. A trio of hunters bear down on the Falcon, then explode in succession. Chewbacca's X-wing. That's the line. Chewbacca's X-wing zips overhead, eliminating the enemy ships with precise focus shots. Interior, Chewbacca's X-wing cockpit. Chewie wears no helmet.
It's amazing.
BB-8 chirps from the droid socket. Interior, Falcon cockpit. Poe raises his eyebrows, impressed.
That's one hell of a pilot.
Exterior, above Coruscant, space. The Eclipse unloads a super laser on the Sentinels. They explode as our attack fighters and transports descend through the billowing fire to planetfall. Exterior, Coruscant. Imperial Boulevard, day. Whomp. The ATMC Walker's foot stomps down on the boulevard toward the First Order capital. The new Resistance army moves with it. Thousands now, some with blasters, others with nothing but clubs and passion. Might as well be freaking clubs and determination. Finn marches out front with Rafe and his rebels troopers. Darkseid rides out of the top hatch of the head of the ATMT, speaking through the booming broadcast speaker.
It's the entire dark side.
Rise up! Join the fight!
Small bands of revolutionaries appear from side alleys, a trickle building to a stream, building to a river. Strange buildings. But a distant sound silences them. Lockstepped boots. 1,000 riot-suppressing Mandalorian brute troopers. Okay. No.
This is not the way.
This is not the way. We march forward. Bulky armored mercenaries with heavy shields and arm cannons. So, Samus with shields, got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, sun cuts through the fog, revealing the extent of the capital's defenses. Advanced tanks and walkers, new designs we've never seen. Finn holds the line at the sight of the oncoming forces.
Stand your ground!
Finn and the stormtroopers are hit with fire from all sides. On R2-D2 and C-3PO are walking through lasers. What?
That's what they do.
R2-D2 and C-3PO are walking through lasers.
Laser fire, like
Yeah, just like I can just imagine. Yeah, I'm just imagining it in my head right now. The 3PO is just arms in the air, just kind of running away.
A First Order astromech droid at R808 rolls to a scomp terminal on the side of a flip tank and plugs in. R2 beeps urgently.
He's sending a distress signal! Stop him!
Nobody's listening to C-3PO. R2 beeps furiously.
Me? I'm not programmed for violence, R2.
Didn't he shoot people in the third movie?
Did he?
Second movie, and he had the body of a battle droid at the
Oh,
time.
right! Die, Jedi scum! Word, did I say that?
It was a good fucking scene. Anyway. Beep. C-3PO steals himself, hustles through laser fire, and rips open the back panel of R808. What?
I do apologize for this.
He reaches into the droid's innards and pulls circuits out. R808 beeps in distress,
Nice.
adding to C-3PO's horror.
Please, go quietly.
One last yank and R808 sparks out. Okay, we don't have a sound for that.
Oh, sorry.
Can't believe they killed a droid in this.
Like, better yet, C-3PO just rips out a droid's internals.
Yeah, this is metal. Literally. Literally.
Damn, 3PO's got hands now.
Better than the real 9.
No,
Tips
Save
hits
it.
ground.
yeah, I have things to say. I'll just say that.
R2 quickly plugs into the vacant scomp link, sends its own command. The belly railgun stops, spins, resets, and fires on the brute troopers.
Yeah, boy.
Finn climbs up onto the flipped tank, past C-3PO, who frets over the inanimate shell of R808.
Damn, dude.
I've done horrible things. I may never be the same.
Oh.
Aw.
Baby's first war crime.
Basically.
That's terrible.
Tell it to my rap sheet. Shadows glide over the long boulevard. A squadron of TIE bomber crafts bombers crater the boulevard ahead of them. Geysers of concrete spew upward. They're about to be decimated. When the fleet of X-Wings and B-Wings drive from the sky, the resistance ships fly through the trench of buildings and hammer the bombers, spinning them into explosive collisions. Finn, Rafe, and the stormtroopers cheer the skies.
Whoa.
Resistance transports land on the boulevard behind them. Stolen First Order AT-ATs, AT-STs, and attack speeds emerge from the cargo doors. They are heavily modified and painted with revolutionary colors, eyes, and teeth. Nice. Like, classy. Resistant troopers pour out to landing transports.
You feel that?
Finn swells with hope.
We are the Resistance. All of us.
Exterior Temple of Mortis. Really, we're cutting from this?
Oh, right, we're back with Kylo, right.
Yeah, back in the Duel of the Fates.
I was getting into that.
Yeah, same. Like, bruh, we cut at that point. I wouldn't have agreed with that if this came out. Exterior Temple of Mortis. Night. Rain pounds on the grey stone, lit by flashes of blue and red. Lightsabers clash as Rey and Kylo fight mercilessly on the steps of the temple. Ancient statues crumble. Rey stops them in midair, pushing them back.
I could have been your teacher.
Rey loses ground, doubts herself, stumbles.
I could have ended your pain.
Rey slices Kylo's mask, shredding the bottom right half clean off, revealing the flesh beneath. He removes it, eye to eye now. She parries and attacks.
You're weakening.
Kylo allows Rey's barrage to hammer him, taking careful, controlled counter-strikes through her wild assaults.
The last glimmer of a dying light.
Kylo strikes a wicked blow across her face that instantly cauterizes a scar from her left cheek to her forehead. Ouch.
Dish.
Like,
Damn.
that's a low upper head attack. That's ouch. Ray's lightsaber drops to the stone. She falls to her knees and screams, clutching her eyes. When she opens them, the world is an abstract blur of light. She's blinded. Kylo stands over her, lightsaber pointed to her heart. Ray looks up, crying blood. Ray
Oof.
falls backwards down the stone steps, motionless.
So if this actually came to be, this must have been very, like, mature or something. Good lord.
Like, this would have been like a 15.
Yeah, right?
Just
Good...
for the violence.
Man, jeez.
Oh, could you imagine the practical effects as well going into the makeup team?
Yeah, that would have been insane.
That'd be amazing.
Goodbye, goodbye, scavenger.
Kylo enters the Temple of Mortis, leaving Rey blind and bleeding on the steps like a boss.
What a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
I know,
right?
right? Actually, the real one came out in the middle of the year, so.
No, Rise of Skywalker came out in December.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Pretty sure
although it was...
I'm pretty sure all of the prequel trilogy movies came out in December.
Sequels.
Sequels,
Watching
sequels.
these in the cinema.
I mean, I watched Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, sequel.
I watched
yeah,
it with you.
trilogy.
I watched the episode 9 like with my parents. I remember that much.
I watched 9 with my cousin.
I remember watching 7 and 8 with you, I think.
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Leaving Rey blind and bleeding on the steps.
Yep, the Falcon buzzes. Okay, exterior above Coruscant. The Falcon buzzes the surface of the eclipse, picking off attackers. Chewbacca's X-wing flies right with it. Vroom! A finalizer Star Destroyer arrives from hyperspace. It fires on the eclipse, hitting the deflector shields. Interior Eclipse Destroyer bridge. Leia swivels in her chair. Seriously, she's just spinning in that chair.
Whee! She's having fun.
She's having a great time. Conducting the revolution.
Engage starboard cannons.
Exterior, above Coruscant, space. Gun ports on the side of the Eclipse open, pushing out 20 massive ion cannon like a pirate ship. They fire in unison. The finalizer stutters from the bridge and explodes. Interior Eclipse Destroyer bridge. Leia clenches her fist amidst the cheers of victory. Vroom, zoom, zoom. 10 more destroyers arrive at once. An armada of size and classes. Her confidence drains.
Come back.
The Eclipse turns on its axis and unleashes hell. The lasers light up the dark like Christmas.
Yeah.
The First
I see
Order
what they did there.
anyway, the First Order destroys. The First Order destroyer fires back faster and more propulsive than we're used to. They're relative to scale. The Eclipse lets us feel their speed for the first time. Exterior Coruscant Air Battle Day. The Resistance ships weave and glide between buildings, firing on TIE hunters at window level of the profiteers who finance this conflict. A tight squadron reaches the capital itself. Their leader, Elo Asti, sends a pair of homing missiles into the structure. They hit big. Ion cannons on the motorized swivels rise up from the structure's roof, blasting ships out of the sky with deadly precision. Interior First Order Capital, War Room, night. Chancellor Hux watches holographic representation of the air battle.
How is this not over?
It's the stolen dreadnought, sir. Our fleet isn't equipped to engage a ship of that magnitude.
I mean all of it.
Boom! An explosion rocks the capital, flickering the lights. Interior First Order Capital, Corridor Day. Rose sneaks through the crisp white hallway. She ducks into a recess. A procession approaching. Commander Skillix in the center of it. Ready to hyperdrive. Rose holds a gasp. The capital is a ship. Oh, it's still me. In the unlikely event our defenses are breached, we'll make the jump to light speed. She watches the First Order techs break away. They scan the ID bars on their uniforms and disappear through a door. Rose sneaks to a window overlooking a vast
Architectonic.
architectonic abyss encircling the spine of the capital. Attached to the spine like a
Vertebra.
vertebra, the cube's the fuck is these words? The Cuban transmission jammer, completely encased in armor with no bridges or access points. She can't reach it. Removes those confiscated First Order ID bars from a hidden pocket, scans the door, it opens. Interior First Order Capital Navigation Room. Rose creeps into a control room stacked with nav consoles.
First Order Tech. Prepare for surface disengagement. Ready engines for hyperspace.
Off the nav tech's look.
Purely precautionary.
She slips behind consoles and opens a panel in the floor. Interior navigation subspace. Rose crawls down into the subspace beneath the... Really? She crawls into subspace? Beneath the control room. And there it was all along. Surrounded by the wired computer towards that powered hyperdrive. The techs are still audible above.
Ready to set coordinates, sir. Plot a course for the Forva system.
Rose opens a panel to hyperdrive computer's motherboard and goes to work. Interior Millennium Falcon cockpit space. Poe zips between a pair of burning destroyers as they collide behind him, swarming ties and chaos outside his cockpit.
Joey, get down there. They need you. I've got this under
I
control.
thought you said Joey.
Yeah, BRB, I can fly a spaceship, trust me. Fucking can't.
Oh, that'll be a that'll be a sight.
It would. Interior, Chewbacca's X-Wing space. BB-8 beeps frantically. Chewbacca spins and drives, breaking into the atmosphere. Exterior, First Order Capital Day. Chewbacca's X-Wing descends to the capital, weaving through a grid of lasers fired upwards by the ion cannons. He makes an attack run over the cannon arrays, taking out several turrets with one continuous dizzying display of aeronautical badassery.
I like
Why is that word included here?
I like how they
Because
just...
this is just the first draft and Trevor was having fun.
Yeah, I can tell. Like, I just like...
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Interior, Chewbacca's X-Wing Day. Alarm warnings, multiple lock-ons, TIE fighters swarm around Chewie, ganging up. BB-8 chirps. Cornered, Chewie roars, also cornered. Blam! They're hit. Chewie maneuvers over Monument Square, spinning into a dive. Oh, Chewie. Exterior, Monument Square Day. The orange X-Wing makes a distressed landing, knocking over brute troopers in its path as it comes to a screeching stop.
Save that pilot!
Finn and his squad blast their way toward the crashed ship. He climbs onto the wing. BB-8 beeps frantically.
BB-8?
The cockpit pops open. Chewbacca roars.
Joey! We're doing to fly like that.
That's
Translator's
Wookiees
note.
we were born.
Yeah, translator's note.
Incoming!
Before you were born. I wonder how that would have been like put in the movie, like just random subs.
Most likely.
Didn't Han Solo have Wookiee subtitles?
I don't remember.
Can't remember. Like, I don't know,
I swear-
C-3PO might, like, just interpret, like, while he's mourning his war crime.
Maybe.
A fresh batch of heavy ATMTs emerge. Cannon fire rains down from the capital above. This revolution may not last long. Interior Eclipse Destroyer Bridge Day. I'm assuming it's not in space anymore. Leia is weary but steadfast.
Change our
Change-
plan. How many clones did they make on Camino?
Don't want to know.
Right.
Change our plane of attack. This was the first draft.
Is it meant to be?
Change our plan of attack.
Yeah, I think it's plan. Yeah.
Don't let them line up on us.
Connix interrupts urgently. General. Wait.
That's
Is it-
Harry.
Is that me?
Sorry.
General, our agent on the inside is contacting you.
We have an agent on the inside?
Connix activates her comm speaker.
Okay,
Crackling.
The capital is a ship! Rose, slow down.
Interior First Order Capital controls space day. Rose, Rose is patched into a comm terminal. Sparks falling around her. Hot wired cables stirring between CPU towers.
They're going to leave the planet. I can disable the hyperdrive, but I need the key codes in R2's memory drive.
Intercut with Eclipse.
R2's with Finn.
To Connix.
Patrick Drew.
Lights up.
Finn's alive?
Exterior Monument Square day. Finn takes cover behind a fallen ATST, yells into his intercom.
Rose, you're alive? Stay where you are. We're coming for you.
Interior First Order Capital Control Subspace Day. Rose rolls her eyes, about to save everyone's ass. Lit.
I love this.
Great. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. I need R2 to transfer me the hyperdrive keys before this thing takes off. Hyperdrive? Where are you? There's a Scomp Link terminal at the base of the Capitol. I'll have a direct connection to him from there. Got it?
Exterior Monument Square Day. Finn looks around frantically.
R2! Where are you? Oh, so much smoke.
R2 turns around sharply from ripping out the insides of another BB-8 variant.
Jeez.
We
Jeez.
wish. We wish. He spots C-3PO and R2-D2 behind a flip tank, races to them, grabs R2-D2.
We need to get you to the Capitol.
Master Finn, we're more suited for rear unit duty.
Finn looks out at the battlefield, eyeing the path to the base terminal. First Order transports touch down ahead. Even more brute troopers spill out into the square.
None of this matters if we don't reach that terminal.
R2 beeps, determined.
For glory? What are you saying, R2? There is no glory for droids.
Blam! R2-D2 takes a direct hit from a cannon blast.
No.
He hits the side of the tank and falls hard.
No, there's actually no comical squeal.
Aw.
Ah, boo!
They should have done the wow.
Actually, no, specifically no comical squeal. Like, specifically, R2 doesn't get the chance to scream.
Ah, damn.
Damn it!
He's silent and scorched black, unmoving.
R2? R2!
No.
Chewie, cover us!
Finn hunkers over R2. Chewbacca stands tall, firing away.
R2! R2, say something!
Finn waves smoke away from R2's burnt body. The droid's circuits are dead. No power.
They can't kill R2.
R2!
I mean, they can.
R2! R2! R2!
Dun 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 dun.
Yes, that is exactly what I played.
Yeah.
Those codes are in here somewhere.
Finn opens a panel and removes R2's memory drive.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yell. BB-8 rolls up, ready for duty. Finn opens a compartment drive in the droid's round body and inserts R2's memory drive.
It's all to you now, okay?
Intercom.
Rose, send BB-8 to terminal coordinates. He's got this.
To BB-8 confident.
You got this, right?
BB-8 nods, silent, focused. His moment.
Covering fire!
Finn, Chewbacca, and the stormtroopers cover as best as they can.
Go! Go!
BB-8 dashes into the battle. We stay right with him, tracking past the barrage of explosions and laser blasts through moving AT-MT legs, narrowly missing characters and fallen brute troopers. It was awesome. You should have seen it. First draft.
Yeah.
Finn watches the little guy from afar, inspired.
This is a hell of a good first draft, I gotta say that, though.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. He looks around at the wounded resistance, cut off and surrounded, fighting for survival. An explosion knocks Finn off his feet, ears ringing. We're not doing a sound for that would hurt.
Yeah,
Fall back!
Nah.
Finn yells to C-3PO, still kneeling over R2-D2's fallen body.
3PO, we have to move.
C-3PO looks up, hands on R2-D2's scorched head, emotions like we've never seen from him. He's able to emote.
I can't leave him.
Finn is speechless, crushed by it all, along with the rest of the audience.
Yeah, right?
Chewbacca reaches down and heaves R2-D2's scorched shell up onto his back. With one arm blasting and the other securing R2, he and Finn race toward cover. Chewbacca gets hit, stumbles, and keeps going because he's a goddamn freaking Wookiee and they're basically immortal. Chewbacca is hit again, falls up to one knee, almost drops R2, stands up. See my previous comment. Finn's eyes tear up as they fire back at impossible odds. This is how it ends. Interior, Millennium Falcon, space.
Oh my god.
Watch. Oh my god. Oh shit, we're almost done.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We've got like 20 pages left.
I may as well finish it today, honestly.
Yeah, I may as well.
Yep. Interior, Millennium Falcon, space. Poe watches enemy ships slip through the strafing attack formations and descends toward Coruscant. We'll have no chance.
That's me.
I got so many lines.
We'll have no chance down there if those enforcement... Yeah, for Pete's sake. Leia, General Leia, can I do that again?
Take two.
What?
Action.
We'll have no chance down there if these reinforcements make it through. We need more ships.
Interior, Eclipse, bridge, space. Another Star Destroyer appears from hyperspace, and another. Leia watches the numbers shift for even more out of favor.
Luke, I'm sorry.
Interior, Temple of Mortis, night. Isn't Rey crying blood out of her eyes right now?
Yeah, yeah. That was a thing that happened.
They just complete mood shift.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren's long shadow precedes him into the carving of stone. Okay. Statues of the ancients look down into the deep void in the center, sealed with a slab of unpolished marble. Kylo reaches out, the stone slab sliced off and falls to the ground with a thud. He looks down into the well beneath the temple, deep into the heart of Mortis, eager for his reward. It's empty. Nothing. A hole in the ground.
No! No!
Kylo searches the room-covered walls for answers. He finds only arcane sculpted faces looking down on him. He fires his saber and slashes at the statues.
He's having another tantrum.
Yeah, it's basically going,
Yeah.
I was promised unlimited power!
No!
He fires his saber and slashes at the statues, scarring the ancients with his rage.
You've lost, Ben.
Luke Skywalker steps into the light. A thin blue glow traces his form.
You're dead! The Jedi are ghosts!
The dark side has failed you, like it failed my father.
Your father was weak!
His love for his family saved him. I wish it could save you.
Luke looks deep into his heart. His former student's pained eyes.
I did what I had to do.
You chose hate.
I chose power!
Glove.
It's so bad.
Just as a side thing, right?
Yeah.
Sith Temple, ancient reward and key to all dark power is just a hollow void of nothingness. I'm like, yeah, that sounds actually right. That there's
Yeah.
not going to be like a
Yeah.
magic cube of force power there. It's going to legitimately just be the hollowness that you would see in your own heart.
Pretty much.
This
Yeah,
is
sounds about right.
genius.
Yeah, now you mention that, it's pretty good.
Kylo's just a petulant teenager.
Yeah.
You can't understand how deep the dark side is. Kylo fight. You wouldn't get it, Mom! Kylo fires his saber and attacks, but Luke catches the blade with his ghost hand. 1 second. Luke catches the blade with his gloved hand, power glove, stopping it in midair, stronger than Kylo could possibly imagine.
I'll be stronger than any Skywalker has ever been.
Their faces went.
Yeah.
Their faces are inches away, separated by the red blade.
You are no Skywalker.
Exit Temple Exit Temple Mountain Night. Rey lies motionless on the stone steps. Yes! Anyway. No comment. Blinded and bleeding in the rain. Lit.
That must that was actually like a thing they did. That must like scar children seeing this.
Yeah.
This whole film would have scarred children.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I saw Anakin burned to death on Mustafar when I was 8 years old, and I turned out. No, wait, actually.
No,
This whole movie would scar children. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, that scene also is pretty terrifying. I'll go be honest.
Yeah.
Not really. He looks like my brother tried to cook a roast chicken, honestly.
It's terrifying. No comment.
Yeah, my brother's cooking is. Anyway.
Oh, for the love of
God.
Moving on.
The face is inches away, separated by the red blade. Oh, sorry, no.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I already did that line.
Rey lies motionless on the stone steps, blind and bleeding in the rain. Then her hand moves. Her eyes flutter open.
Luke!
Senpai!
God.
I'm not wrong.
You're not.
Interior Temple of Mortis Night. Luke's expression changes, sensing her.
Let go, Kylo. You cannot defeat us.
Us?
I'm not alone. Obi-Wan was right.
Exterior Temple Mount Night. Rey drags her shattered body up the temple steps. Her arm gives out. She collapses. The pain is too much.
We're all connected. All living things.
Interior Eclipse Destroyer Bridge Space. Leia looks beyond the battle, feeling Rey's pain.
Rey.
The Force surrounds us.
Interior Capital Navigation Subspace Day. Rose winces from Spark as she rewires the hyperdrive on the Capital. Fingertips bleeding, she looks up at a feeling.
It penetrates us.
We're better than this.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
Interior Millennium Falcon Knight.
Interior Millennium Falcon Knight. Poe flies through a barrage of laser fire.
It binds the galaxy together.
Wait, what?
She feels the connection from across the galaxy.
Rey.
Exterior Temple Mountain Night. Rey into the rain.
Poe, Finn,
Exterior Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard, sunset. Finn is crouched low behind cover, lasers flying overhead.
we are one, bound by the Force.
Sorry, 1 second. We are one bound by the Force. What was that?
Yeah, it's
Near the end of page 112. On the script.
Yep. Finn flies. Finn feels the connection, a surge of hope.
Fight, Ray. Fight.
Exterior Temple Mountain, night. Ray hears him. He's there with her. They all are.
Fight.
Interior Temple of Mortis, night. Christ, how many cuts are we doing? Luke gives his former student a faint smile.
And we will not be broken.
Exterior Temple Mountain, night. Luke gives his former student a faint smile.
We already did that.
yeah, we yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
where
we
are we?
literally just did that.
Oh.
Yeah.
With all her strength, the Last Jedi rises.
No.
Said the line. Last
They
Jedi.
said the thing.
Said the thing. She unwraps the strip of cloth from the bandage on her hand, uses it to blindfold her eyes. Interior Temple of Mortis, night. Luke vanishes. Beyond him, Rey stands tall in the arched doorway, blind, bruised, determined.
Our masters were wrong. I will not deny my anger, and I will not reject my love.
Her fallen lightsaber flies into her hands.
I am the darkness, and I am the light.
Yeah. You are nothing. You are no one.
She ignites the blades. They crackle.
No one is no one.
Kylo charges. Their blades meet and sizzle. Rey fights him blindfolded, one arm behind her back. It was awesome, honest. Guided by the Force. Interior Eclipse Destroyer space. Burning Resistance Crusaders plummet to landfall. Wait. Cruisers. Sorry.
It's fine.
Leia, the cruisers are called Crusader class cruisers. Let's go. Leia watches the fiery carnage out of her observation window. It's over.
Is that me?
Yeah.
More ships arriving from the Outer Rim, General.
Prepare to retreat.
These aren't First Order ships.
Leia looks out at the starfield ahead. Off her surprise, 1,000 deck officers. No, 1,000 ships appear from hyperspace. Each one with more deck officers than the last.
Yes.
A massive fleet of smugglers and thieves flying tricks out junkyard-bound personal cruisers. The pirates Han Solo spent half his life running from, and they still want to get paid.
Yeah.
In the lead is Lando's personal starship, the Lady Luck. Seeing as, anyway. Interior Lady Luck space. Lando, fuck his last name. Helms the controls.
Calrissian.
Lando.
Yeah. Let me try. I could use a few scoundrels.
Nyen.
I think it's Nine Island, but okay.
I have no idea.
Nine-eyed science guy.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah.
Alien in the vintage bomber jacket shakes his head at the co-pilot's chair.
Yeah,
I'm too old for this shit.
Oh my god, they actually did that.
Lando's ragtag fleet attacks, covering from the larger battleship as they lay waste to the enemy. Exterior, Coruscant, Imperial Boulevard Day. A burning TIE Hunter crashes into the army of brute troops and tanks in the square. Finn looks up. A battalion of ships he's never seen before join the firefight in the sky.
What? Yeah!
He raises his rifle in the air, yelling out to all who can hear.
Joey!
Real declaration.
We got company!
Exterior Capital Base Terminal Day. BB-8 reaches the Capital Base and plugs into the terminal. Interior First Order Capital Control Subspace Day. Rose receives the feed on her hacked CPU tower. The panel lights up with a flood of key codes.
Attaboy.
Interior Eclipse Bridge Space. The First Order fleet takes a beating.
Oh, right. First Order forces are in retreat. Send more ships to the capital.
Leia smiles as relief watches over her. Intercom.
Poe, get down there.
Interior Millennium Falcon space. Poe stares. Yeah, he stares at the Falcon. No, Poe steers the Falcon into a steep descent straight down.
Copy that.
That's a good way to crash ships into planets, by the way. The Falcon starts one long descent from space into the city. Poe takes out the TIE Hunters as he goes, firing the Falcon's forward cannons until they jam dry. The ship drives into a canyon of buildings, leaving out on the trajectory forward the legion of ATMTs on the boulevard. The Falcon buzzes over the heads of Poe and Chewbacca and crashes through the legs of the walkers, cutting mechanical beasts off at the knees, toppling them all as it sparks out into Monument Square. The ship grinds to a stop. At the base of the capital, the accumulated pile of fallen walkers and crashed ships craters a barricade onto the front steps.
Oh gosh, there's one line that is both amazing and horrible.
Oh, I see it.
No, I'm just seeing all the fucking reading I've got.
Oh, no.
Interior First Order Capital Day. Alarm blares. Commanding officers frantically prepare for departure. Hux eyes the crashed Falcon in the square below.
Bomb the city! Decimate every last being!
Our forces are outnumbered, sir. Hux realizes the tragic truth. He lost the start.
If this actually came out, that totally would be like a YouTube poop ending. Like, just, he lost the Star Wars.
Hux loses the Star Wars and goes on countdown.
Oh.
Give me a minute. I fucking can't. It was underlined in everything and I didn't see it, and now I've seen it, and I've read it, and now... Oh my god. Okay.
I can't believe they put that in.
Hux realizes the tragic truth. He lost the Star Wars. I fucking can't!
I can't read that without dying.
Alright, you know what? I won't have time to explain. This doesn't necessarily excuse it, quote unquote, but I can at least explain it before I forget. When the script leaked, Colin Trevorrow basically verified that, yeah, it's my script. And he clarified that specific line. It's an in-joke from him and his then 9-year-old son. When Trevorrow was set to make this movie, his son kind of suggested, call this movie Star Wars Episode 9, The Star Wars. So I guess he put that in there as a little tribute to his son.
Oh, okay. It's still funny as hell, though.
His son is an absolute
Oh
meme.
yeah, 100%.
Let's go.
What'd you say, Joey?
His son's an absolute meme lord.
Yeah.
Interior, Chancellor Hux's chamber. Day. Hux storms into the lush chamber. I hear I like bath stuff. Goes in. Fuck myself, bro. Hux storms into the lush chamber, goes to the collector's case, removes one of his prized vintage lightsabers. He activates it and impales himself with a purple blade.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he had that
He
lightsaber.
just has Windu's lightsaber.
Yeah, he just commits frickin' seppuku with Windu's lightsaber for kids.
Okay, I would like to point out that this would be a tragic and very violent scene, but everyone who would see that scene on opening night, who's like charged up with in references from the franchise anyways, this scene's violent. Oh my gosh, it's the one from the prequel movies! Yeah!
And this would have been so like crazy, dog.
This whole fucking thing just went from like kinda boring to whoa.
It's really trying to like beat Revenge of the Sith in terms of just how dark it can be.
Yeah, well, it's 3 a.m.
We're almost done.
He activates it and impales himself with the purple blade that Hux kneels, the glowing saber protruding from his chest as the First Order ships descend in smoke and fire out the window. Interior, Temple of Mortis, night. Kylo counters Rey's every move. They are evenly matched. How? She's blind and has one hand behind her back.
She doesn't have a hand behind her back.
I'm the narrator. What I say is what happens. No one knows unless they read it themselves. Therefore, one arm, no ice. Let's go. Kylo counters Rey's every move. They are evenly matched, the two sides of a coin. Flame and shadow, fighting it to the death. A vicious swing and Kylo's lightsaber shatters at the hilt, destroyed, along with several fingers on his left hand. Jesus Christ!
Damn.
What the heck?
I
Did he get
told
in
you
a
this
fight
is
with his
dark.
wife while he was writing this?
I feel like at this point, Colin Trevorrow or whatever was just like, let's just see how far I can make this.
Like, did someone steal his sweet roll?
He just had a bad day when he wrote these
He
parts
had
of
a
the
fucking
script.
bad day, and this made him feel a lot fucking better.
Yeah.
Several fingers on his left hand cut across the palm.
This would never
Everything
make
but
it
his
to final
thumb,
cut.
basically.
I'm just like kind of queasing just thinking about that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This would never make it to final cut.
No, this is way too violent for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Star Wars is for kids, right?
Ostensibly.
Eh.
They could do an M-rated Star Wars if they wanted to, but like,
I'd rather
Actually, they
not.
might. They might
Yeah.
do an M-rated Star Wars.
It-
Give it a couple of years.
Moving on.
2025, I wouldn't put it past them. Moving on.
yeah.
So Kylo, basically not having a hand at this point, a vicious swing, Kylo's lightsaber. He looks at it with disbelief, stumbles back towards the empty well of Mortis, falls to one knee. Are they going to episode 1 him? Rey stands over him, anger flowing deep within her. Good.
Do it.
Do it.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
She separates her dual lightsaber, holds one blade pointed to Kylo's chest. Kylo is stunned by powerful being before
By the
him.
powerful being.
No, just by powerful being.
Yeah,
I
that's-
know, but
yeah,
crap.
As written, by powerful being.
yeah, I love the way it's said. Yeah, that's great.
She's almost glowing, unfathomable living force within. Kylo clenches his teeth, eyes furious. Knees weak, palms sweaty. Oh my spaghetti. A rage like we haven't seen in Anakin. Who cares?
Seen since Anakin.
Still, who cares? He reached out the open palm of his good hand, so his hand, and extracts the living force from Rey as Tor Valam taught him. She rises, energy flowing from her body into Kylo's hand as the life drains from her. She pulls her blindfold off and screams to the sky. No sound effect?
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Nice.
Why?
Nice.
Nice.
Kylo stands tall, energized. His face has returned to normal, healed. He pulls the iron plates off his skin. They fall away, healthy flesh underneath. What's it with his Kylo's flesh? He looks beyond Rey to the empty well of Mortis.
I think they're trying to tell us something.
Kylo is hot?
I mean, they did the like half naked thing in Last Jedi.
Fucking
Yeah.
Swallow Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben Swallow.
It was like you said, the were wrong. They were wrong. All of them. The power in his face can't be taken. Oh my god.
Ben.
But it's nothing compared to you.
Is he flirting? Kylo takes more from her. Rey is almost gone, drained of life. Yes! She summons all her strength, reaches out with the last of herself. She offers him her hand.
Ben. Please.
I see what they're doing here.
And then she shouts, "Bow!" and she force lightnings him into the pit. No.
Unlimited power!
What have I done?
As Rey gets back onto her feet and force lightnings Kylo into the pit, his blade...
Now it's just ad-libbing.
Stay on script.
Okay. Interior Eclipse Destroyer Bridge space. Oh, we're back on the destroyer. Nice. Get to the good shit. Leia feels the disturbance in the Force. It pains her. Into the vastness of space, she says her son's name.
Ben.
Sorry. Interior Temple of Mortis, night. Then Kylo hears his mother's voice carried by the Force.
Ben.
He stops hearing her, feeling her... He stops hearing her, feeling her close.
Come back. Come home.
Something happens to Kylo. His heart grew 3 sizes that day when he hears his mother's voice. Interior Eclipse Destroyer, bridge, space. Leia speaks to her son through the Force.
Help us.
Interior Temple of Mortis, night. Kylo feels the very thing that destroyed Anakin, but doesn't make him feel weak. He looks at Rey's outstretched hand and takes it. The living Force flows back into her. Both light and dark swirl within Rey as Kylo is reduced to an empty shell, a man without power, a frightened boy. Kylo and Rey collapse into one another, each propping the other up on their knees. Rey is close to him now, their foreheads touching. He is weakened, spent, in the last moments of his life.
So, is that Solana?
Solana.
Solana.
Galaxy from Ratchet and Clank. He is stunned to hear her name, distant like a memory.
Your name, Rey Solana.
Those words are Ben Solo's last.
Bleh. Yeah, bye.
I liked my ending better.
At least there wasn't an awkward kiss this time.
Yeah.
No, there was an awkward forehead kiss. Rey watches the light dim in his eyes, but it is the light.
Goodbye, Ben.
With a look that could be perceived as love, Ben Solo dies. Press F to pay respects. Ray released her hold, collapsed, barely alive herself, and then nosedives into the pit because I don't like the character.
No!
Just shut up and read, Joey.
They fought to the death.
Oh god.
Exterior capital steps, sunset. Finn appears through smoke, bloodstained, dirty, a hero. Rafe and the other renegade stormtroopers behind him. Poe climbs out the Falcon cockpit. Chewbacca helps him. Finn regards his old friend, amazed at his transformation. He spots a fallen Resistance flag on the ground, picks it up, hands it to Finn. Finn takes the flag, climbs up the angled bow of the crashed Midnight Oiler to the top of the barricade of ships. Poe and Chewbacca scale it with him. Finn waves the flag for all to see. The ground shakes. They all look up as the First Order capital leaves its mournings.
Oh gosh. Everybody get back!
A thunderous boom as the capital rises into the sky.
Rose is still in there.
Finn spots BB-8 rolling toward them from the quaking base.
BB-8, where is she?
Beep. Interior First Order capital, escape pod base, day. Rose races through the quaking capital, checks a hand-drawn map on her hand, rounds a corner towards the bay of escape pods, climbs inside one, shuts the door. It launches as the capital raises, a short trip before it crash lands onto the battlefield. Interior First Order capital, command deck, day. Commander Silic looks down at the shaking metropolis below. The massive structure casts a shadow over the city. Actually, that's me. Ready for light speed. Exterior First Order capital, day. Finn rushes to Rose, crashed escape pod.
Rose,
Touches her face.
are you okay?
Touches his hand affectionately.
I'm fine.
She looks up at the rising capital, backlit against the setting sun. Poe, Chewie, BB-8, and C-3PO follow her eyes.
They're getting away!
Did you disable the hyperdrive? I couldn't figure it out.
Hope falls away. The war is lost.
So I made some adjustments to their Nava computer. Without precise calculations, that thing could...
The capital jumps to light speed. The moment it vanishes, it collides with a distant planet. The impact is so massive, so galaxy-shaking, it's visible for light years. Is that
fly right into a star.
Wait, what'd you say, Joey?
I was just wondering, is that how light years work?
Well, I mean, light years is distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that is how that works. Cool. Interior Eclipse Destroyer space. Leia shields her eyes at the enormous explosion in deep space, pulsing in the starry twilight. A beacon of hope. Radio communications instantly crackle to life. A cacophony of voices fill the frequency waves, calling on their brethren to fight. Exterior Monument Square, day. Finn, Poe, Rose, Chewie, and the droids all look up, are inspired, but they can't celebrate. Not yet. What about the people on the planet? Never mind. He looks at Finn, speaking volumes.
You feel it too?
Poe nods, affirming the connection. Rey is gone. Interior Temple Mortis. Night. Rey lies flat on the stone. Silence. Light fills the space around her. Particles of energy floating up. She rises with them. The light engulfs the frame until we reach a place beyond what we know, the astral plane. Glimmers of energy flicker. Wait, so is she dead?
I think?
Yeah, boy.
Shut up and read, Joey.
Glimmers of energy flicker like fireflies in darkness. Ray opens her eyes, clear again, unburdened. Three of the distant glimmers glow larger than the others. She moves towards them. Yoda, Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
Is this death?
In this place, I can't do the voice. In this place, there is no such thing as death.
I can see.
Your true self is free of suffering, free of pain.
Taught us much you have. I've taught you. Succeeded where we have failed. Narrow was our point of view. You chose to embrace the dark side and the light, to find balance within. Coexist they must, and as such, feelings do in all of us. But if I'm here with you, a choice you must make, to return or to remain. Here there is serenity, knowledge, peace, those lost but not forgotten.
She looks beyond them at the shimmering flecks of energy.
And there?
There you will face a galaxy in turmoil. Pain, suffering, the loss of those you love.
But living you will be, love you shall.
We hold on Ray's face as she considers the life she's yet to live and makes her decision.
Thank you.
The spirits fade into the cosmic force as the light overwhelms us. Obi-Wan Kenobi's voice echoes.
You are, gosh, 1,000 years ago, you are a Jedi race, Alana, but you will not be the last.
Exterior, Coruscant Day. A resistance flag rises from the rubble at the site of the old capital. Thousands of citizens fill the square, free. Interior, Ceremony Hall Day. Heroes at attention. Leia Skywalker Organa in elegant white Lando... just Lando. And her top generals around her. Finn, Rose, Poe, and Chewie stand before Leia as she places medals of honor around each of their necks. BB-8 beeps excitedly at their
I
feet.
see what they're doing here.
After 40 years of service, Chewie gets a medal.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, boy!
It wasn't good enough the first time, he had to prove himself. Finn and Rose stand by her side.
Well,
jumped
you
a
missed
bit.
a line, yeah.
Oh shit, fuck. Exterior landing platform, sunset. Leia looks down at the blue beacon bracelet once used to guide Rey back to safely, clenched tight in her hand. Finn and Rose stand by her side.
I can't feel her presence.
Finn bows his head. Neither can he.
But there's a calm I've never felt. Balance. That's her.
Leia smiles. BB-8 rolls up and beeps to Rose and Finn. Come on, we have
That's me.
too many lines.
Come on, we have work to do.
Leia approaches Poe and Chewbacca, also on their way. She places the beacon bracelet in Poe's hand.
I'll never stop looking.
Chewbacca gives a giant Wookiee hug.
Okay, easy.
Finn approaches Poe, holding something under his arm.
Let me know what you find. I will.
Finn hands Poe his old leather jacket.
For good luck.
Poe smiles, takes it, hugs him. Chewbacca growls.
So, was he looking for a gun?
Ray.
Oh, okay, fair enough, right.
We follow Poe and Chewie to the Millennium Falcon, rebuilt to look better than it has in decades. Interior, Millennium Falcon, space. Poe flips switches in the cockpit.
Ready, Chewie?
He takes Rey's beacon and hangs it, replacing Hun's dice. Interior, Leia's quarters, night. Leia watches from her window as the Millennium Falcon jets off into the starfield. The Phantom Hawk rockets the other way into the empty space. Leia checks on R2D2 still under construction. A repair droid works on rebuilding his destroyed frame.
How's he coming along?
A quick cycle through his memory banks, and he'll be his old self again. I hope.
He'll be fine, 3PO.
I can't imagine what I'd do without him. I know he's stubborn, but I
know.
Leia picks up R2D2's intact memory drive, rescued by BB-8. She inserts it into R2D2, reminiscent of the first time we saw the princess with the droid. R2 beeps to life. Nice startup noises.
Happy birthday!
Just
Yeah.
fucking, just Windows 95.
That's it.
As his files catalog into chronological order, he projects the contents of his memory banks, and we witness their adventures over 60 years, all from the droid's perspective. Luke buying C-3PO from Jawas, Obi-Wan giving Luke his father's lightsaber, R2 flying through the Death Star trench, Han getting his medal on Yavin. Pretty sure I'm missing some things.
I mean, yeah, it's not everything, but
Like from before Luke buying.
yeah, no,
3PO.
I noticed
Yeah.
they didn't do the prequel stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, it
Yoda
says over
lifting-
60 years, so presumably it would be cut into the movie proper.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yoda lifting the X-Wing from the swamp, Luke saluting from the plank on Jabba's barge, Leia and Han outside the bunker on Endor. Leia is taken aback by the flood of memories. It is a catharsis for her, and for us. She takes a deep breath.
Thank you, R2.
Leia leaves them alone together. R2D2 beeps affectionately.
Yay.
Exterior, Leia's balcony, night. Leia steps outside, looks up at the field of stars. Don't worry, this is the end.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Leia steps out, looks at the field of stars, and that second moon. He looks up at the Venetians of space. A star falls. It gives her peace. Exterior,
Modesta.
Modesta day. A serene sun drapes her ranch, surrounded by rolling green fields of tall grass. Smoke curls from the chimney. Interior, homestead day. Finn sits with a circle of young kids, 6 to 11, in the sun-drenched cabin. A fire crackles as he finishes a story. And the light could be seen all over the galaxy.
That's me.
Sorry.
And the light could be seen all over the galaxy, in every system. Rey gave us all hope.
A little girl, 7, looks confused.
But how do you know she's really gone?
I don't think she is gone. I believe
Finn's eyes rose, seated at a wooden table, parts of a droid's motivator spread out in front of her. She smiles.
I believe someday she'll come back. And when she does, we'll be here waiting. All of us.
The kids smile relieved. They like that ending.
Go on. Get outside.
The kids leap up and run out into daylight. Finn rises with them and follows the last one out. Exterior, Mondrasta, day. The children race about the pasture. Daddy is among them. So is the broom boy from Cantoble. Really?
Yeah, I remember
Yes, because he's force sensitive.
He existed for like the 5 seconds he existed.
Look, it'd be kind of dickish on Finn and Rose's part to not go back for those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They race around a nerf hole, trying to hook a ring around its tiny horns. BB-8 races with them, beeping excitedly. The little girl the ring flies back through the air into her hand. Children are force sensitive. No. Finn and Rose have built a refuge for force sensitive youth to live the life they've never had. Finn steps onto the front porch, leans against the post. The twin sunset washes his face. Something in that sunset changed his wistful expression. Unclear at first, but it soon became a realization, a tremor in the force. Interior Millennium Falcon, deep space. Poe and Chewie in the Falcon at light speed. The beacons hanging from the dash suddenly begin to glow. Chewie roars. Poe sees it, eyes wide.
Chewie, turn the ship around. I know, it just turned around.
Exterior Mandrasa Day. Finn notices a glimmer of light in the distance. He steps forward to get a closer look. Rose joins him, shielding her eyes from the sun. A figure blurs on the horizon, a familiar silhouette, dirty, ragged, walking for a long time. BB-8 rolls forward, beeps excitedly. The kids hear the droid stop their game, look to the fields beyond. On the horizon, Rey Solana, her eyes restored, only a faint scar runs across her forehead. The kids run towards her, joined by BB-8, who is faster.
Oh, get rich, son.
Now that's what I call droid racing. Rey walks on towards the homestead. Here she will train a new generation of Jedi and pass down what she has learned, that only an understanding of the balance within can lead to peace and justice in the galaxy. The end.
We finished! Woo! We actually finished the script!
We're free!
We can move on with our lives! Oh.
I'm just gonna release my Force Ghost. See you later, guys.
Yeah, I'm about to dip like Luke. I'm free. I'm finally free.
We can move on.
It's finally over.
We can finally not... We don't need to worry about this crap anymore!
Finally done!
Oh, dude, that...
Alright, next time we do the entirety of Project Equestria.
No.
No. Okay,
Tried to get the title right.
Okay, now we have... Okay, I guess... yeah.
Alright,
yeah,
you all get... We get 10 minutes minimum. No, 10 minutes maximum to say final thoughts, because I'm not letting you all rant about this.
I liked the 10 minutes minimum.
Yeah,
Well,
too bad. You're getting the maximum.
Okay, Scrappy, you go first.
Okay, well, I'm the only one who actually... I think I'm the only one who read this, like, start to finish beforehand.
Yeah, probably.
So it's definitely an interesting movie script thing. Like, again, it's just not fair to compare, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Right back.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got the interesting privilege just to find this around the same time the general fandom did, like in early 2020. Like this was like February, I think, like late January, early February. Yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part, and the visual art that was later leaked looks pretty bang up too. Not that that necessarily guarantees a good movie, but it's very pretty art. Really, I wish we could have like put up some of the concept art while we were streaming this.
I didn't know there was concept art.
I could show you that, Harry. It's interesting. Honestly, this is for a first draft, this is a pretty bang up script. I have my issues with it. Like, I'm not sure if I'll ever really care for Grey Jedi as a concept, but
I like the idea of it.
I've liked the idea since the prequels, and I watched the prequels first, and then the originals.
I don't know. So it depends on how seriously you take George's belief on the dark side, whether it's like inherently a perversion of the Force or just a second side. But okay, I generally enjoyed this.
Opinion that always there should have been balance in the Force, with the whole ancient Jedi thing being that like when people lent too deeply into the light or the dark, they must change their temples.
I have no idea. I had to look into that. Star Wars is weird, okay? Like,
yes,
it's a cluster frenzy. So I don't know. I think I enjoyed this for the most part. Oddly enough, I really like the stuff on Coruscant and Finn having to start a people's revolution.
Oh, I loved that. That was one of my favorite parts.
Like Poe and Leia's stuff is good. Rose's stuff is good. Hux is tragically hilarious as per usual. Jeez, that poor bloke just literally gets shat upon in this whole trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I feel like Rey and Kylo. I feel like the movie almost doesn't know what to do with them in this case. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really agree with the stuff that happened to them in Rise of Skywalker, but they at least feel like a central focus in that movie. Like they're kind of off the side in this one. Like this could have just been a movie like Finn, Poe, Rose, and Hux just trying to duke it out on Coruscant, and I would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
It's definitely trying to do something with the Force stuff. Like putting Mortis in the movie is an interesting choice, and I think that was I can't remember if Mortis survived into Trevorrow's second draft. Coruscant definitely did not, but yeah, like that's kind of the problem with critiquing this script, because it's just one draft of a movie that was technically never made, and the second draft, or I guess subsequent drafts, kind of took out a lot of stuff I liked the most about this draft.
Are other drafts like available as well?
Plot details, if nothing else.
Okay.
But, second, or at least a subsequent draft took out Coruscant, and I'm not sure what they replaced it with, if anything. And certain other plot points were introduced, and some of those plot points did carry into the Rise of Skywalker, so it was not everything was scrapped from Trevorrow's ideas. I'd say this would be so yeah, with the benefit of hindsight and knowing that this draft isn't even like the final version that Trevorrow had in mind, and it would probably been very different when it finally made it to screen. Just taking this specific version of the draft into account versus what we know we got, yes, I prefer this over the Rise of Skywalker, but fanboys would still complain and kvetch about this movie if it had actually happened anyways, so...
Yeah, well...
No matter who wins, we lose.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? That ending, Rey charting the new path of the Jedi would definitely be interesting. Reactions would be interesting, and it would make the EU very interesting.
Yeah.
I enjoy this for the most part. I would it's almost comically dark at points.
Oh yeah.
He
was really pushing it towards the end.
Some stuff would absolutely just get cut out in a proper final draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Like most of the characters feel like they're at their natural, not end point, but continuation from where they were in 7 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Poe's matured since his time in The Last Jedi. Finn seems like he's finally kind of broken out. Like Finn really is, I'd say, the MVP of this movie, this hypothetical movie.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, Finn was really good.
Oh gosh, poor Tarifio. They'll have to mind wipe him again.
I can imagine myself actually kind of tearing up if I actually saw that in the theaters, just R2-D2 getting blasted and nearly dying, or pretty much dying.
I would R2's they faked R2's death twice in the original trilogy already, but I'm enough of a nerd to get emotionally manipulated by that.
Yeah, well, it's also the fact that this is you don't know if they're actually gonna go follow through with it this time.
I mean, only reason I wouldn't is because Trevorrow was just going nuts in this movie.
I mean, I guess, but
he'd almost do it. I think he would try it just so he could, and Disney would probably stop him.
Yeah. You can't kill R2s. You can't.
Yeah, he's our merch.
He's our merch. We need him.
Yeah, it's what's that? You're gonna kill off R2-D2? No, you're not.
Every time.
That would sell more R2-D2 merch. What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's regular R2 and battle damage R2. Yeah, sell that.
Yeah.
And you just imagine a bunch of kids just buying, like, wanting to get their parents to buy those and just, like, trying to, like, just hug their R2s, like, no, you will not die.
Like, here's the thing. I would get a Rex R2 keychain.
Of course you would.
Okay,
Like,
so
that would look cool.
all right. So what else? Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, and yeah, knowing what we know of the real world, yes, I can understand why this script was scrapped because there's a lot of Leia in it, and she's very good in it. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
real world events just utterly put a stop to that.
I can imagine. I can understand why that had to be, like, cut down.
Like I could imagine the frustration. I mean, just beyond the human loss involved. I could just like imagine the professional frustration from Trevorrow and whoever else would be in charge of writing the script, having to write around the loss of one of the key actors of the franchise. That's just like writing stuff on just on a regular day is hard. Having to account for a loss of a cast member is absolutely just some utter mess. Like, yeah. So, what else? So yeah, it was mostly a pleasure to read this. If nothing else, just to get it done.
Yeah, right.
like this. This is a first draft, and I can visualize this pretty well. There's a lot of hell yeah moments that they put in. So like this would have been, if nothing else, this would have been a crowd pleaser. And there's a part of me that I wish this would have been a movie. I would have liked seen Chewbacca in an X-wing.
Oh, that would have been great. I can just imagine like the crowd just jumping out of their seats, just like yelling at like some parts of this.
And yeah, I guess I'll just say this so no one else has to. Yeah, this movie, even if it feels like it's kind of tap dancing around elements of the prequel trilogy, sort of, it still feels like a more cohesive 9-movie celebration than Rise of Skywalker wound up being. Like it feels like everything at least gets something. It's going back to the central setting of the prequel trilogy, so everything's full circle in a way. Like, there's stuff here, and like Windu's lightsaber being used for seppuku is a little too on the nose for me, but sure, of course he would. Of course Hux would do that. It's the most purple. It's the only purple one I have. It's special. Okay, yeah, and they didn't waste Rose, so that's a point in his favor.
Yeah, that's also nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Rose lived. And Rose is a better character than Rey, so.
So yeah, it's Trevorrow made a decent first draft. Like this, like if subsequent drafts had kept more of the stuff from this draft, I'd say it would have been a very good movie.
I'd agree. I'd agree.
I was actually looking forward to his movie the most out of the sequel trilogy. And then he got sacked.
Damn, dude.
So, because I'll admit it, I enjoyed Jurassic World a fair deal. Like, I thought I enjoyed it kind of as a franchise revival, a nostalgia-baiting franchise revival more than The Force Awakens in some respects. So
I never saw. I don't think I've seen a Jurassic Park movie in general.
They're all right. So yeah, I was actually kind of curious about how he would kind of. He'd already successfully revived another franchise, and so I kind of wanted to see how he would handle ending a franchise in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, episode 9. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, your floor is yours. Be polite.
This will be interesting.
How the hell did Chewie fit inside an X-wing cockpit?
He took out the seat.
I don't doubt he could fly it, but he physically can't get inside it.
I can only assume he took out the seat and whatever absolutely unnecessary components.
I just had this image of him just lifting up the chair, just throwing it out into space.
Chewbacca Fred Flintstone that thing. like just kicking his feet in space.
Yeah.
Maybe a Y-wing, right? Because a Y-wing can fit 2 people, so I could believe it if he got in a Y-wing, but not an X-wing. And I'm guessing that's an X-wing B.
Yeah.
As far as episode 7 and 8 are concerned, Y-wings don't really exist in the sequel trilogy. They
Nah.
just X-wings, only X-wings.
Also,
That's how-
this was a stolen Imperial ship, so maybe they would have had like some Imperial fighters on there that are bigger cockpits, like Chewie flying a TIE fighter painted orange or some shit. That'd have been fucking hilarious.
He has they mentioned an orange X-wing, Poe's X-wing has orange decals in the sequel trilogy, so I kind of assume that he just stole Poe's, which would be hilarious because he crashed
I mean,
it.
to be fair, Poe was flying the Falcon.
Falcon. So yeah, it's okay. They wrecked each other's ships. Uh,
I liked the action, and it makes me want I want this writer to make an entire Star Wars film focused entirely on on the Resistance, without any of the main story characters being involved.
I mean, he could do that. Like, they could just do that as like a side story or a novel or a comic. Like, Trevor would probably be down for it too.
Or like a short story, or like a short series, like
Yeah,
5 episodes.
I
of
could see
just
them.
soldiers going through hell until the main characters finally show up.
So, like a looser, slightly more hopeful Rogue One. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they probably will do that in like 20 years.
Plenty of time to milk the franchise.
Yeah.
Those others are already dried stalactites, Joey.
Mm.
So let's see. Who was your favorite character in this, Joey?
My favorite character? I'd say Finn.
I think
Once the action kicked off and he finally got his footing.
I think we. Well, I know I'm in agreement with Finn being the best. And Scrappy, you said that as well, right?
I called him the MVP of this, so yeah, I
Oh,
guess so. Because
Okay.
I mean, this kind of is his movie in a way. Like, Rey's the main character, but she's sequestered off from everyone so much. It's
Yeah,
kind of
Ray felt like a side character.
Yeah.
Good.
like it's got kind of elements of Luke in Return of the Jedi. Like, Luke has, I think, a bigger presence in that movie, but yeah, he does sequester himself off after a certain point as well.
Right.
Like the sequel trilogy does try to push Rey, Finn, and Poe as like the new trio, but they don't hang out much. They really don't.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't.
Rise of Skywalker has that to its credit, even if Finn is kind of just there. But
Yeah.
like, I'll like, there's pros and cons to both versions of Episode 9. Like, if we could just pick and choose and dismantle and put them all as one super movie,
The thing,
maybe we could get something.
the thing, yeah, I guess the thing with like the actual episode 9 we got is they did bring the characters together, but they don't really know what to do with them. I feel like that movie is just all over the place. But yeah, I guess I'm indirectly starting my thoughts now, but no, I really enjoyed this as well. This is more of what I would have liked from an episode 9, and I like this quite a lot better than Rise of Skywalker. I do like how they brought in the stuff like, was it Mortis?
Yeah, Mortis.
Mortis, yeah, and like just a bunch of stuff for like all of Star Wars history. Like, I like the fact that they weren't this like first draft. Like, yeah, we had to keep in mind this it's a first draft, so a lot of this stuff probably wouldn't have even been on the big screen. But just the idea that it, like, Colin Trevorrow wasn't scared to bring in like prequel stuff or like prequel era stuff, I do appreciate, because I always felt like the sequels were like just dancing around that stuff. Like, they were too scared to even like mention anything that relates to the prequels. So I appreciate like stuff like that.
It's weird though that this movie, yeah, I'll just be blunt and say, like, it's weird this movie just kind of dances around Anakin even when Rey's kind of being confronted with the old masters.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that as
I know,
well.
I know, Anakin's
Yeah.
not a real Jedi master.
He should have. Yeah, I was gonna. I like that you brought that up though, because like, I was expecting Anakin to show up as a ghost as well, but he just never does.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
And
like
I feel
Kylo
like-
Ren's whole Kylo Ren's whole thing is that he's a simp for Vader. That's kind of you
That's
kind of
like-
need Anakin to show up at some point, even if it's just a disapproving look at some point.
Yeah, like that's one of my biggest gripes with the sequels, is that like they never have Anakin show up like at all, and I feel
I
like
would've-
that's like,
Like,
ugh. I don't
a-
like that.
It's a missed opportunity. I would have liked to have seen like Adam Driver and Hayden just kind of circling each other, hamming it up
Yeah,
for
that'd be
5 minutes.
great. Yeah.
Like Adam Driver, like man, I could have just episode 9 could have just been Adam Driver sitting down in a chair having doing a one man play, and I would have watched that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I do like. I do like what they were trying to do with Kylo in this script though. Like I do. I think it was a lot more interesting than what they ultimately went with the actual movie. I do kind of see what you mean though with Kylo and Rey kind of feeling like side characters. I feel that more with Rey though specifically. But I do feel like maybe in a future draft they could maybe expand on this side of the story more so it doesn't feel as much like a side part of the film.
They might have, and that's probably. I mean, that's probably
Yeah.
why they cut out certain parts
Yeah.
from this draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that it does carry one. I do like that it carries a specific element from the Last Jedi, and that's it's telegraphed pretty heavily that the First Order under Kylo's rule will probably crumble quickly
Yeah.
because he's just so utterly scatterbrained. Like even
Definitely.
Hux, the sycophant, knows that he sucks.
He's a good fighter, but he can't even follow orders. So you have to give him a high rank to make him effective, and then he still only picks the targets he like thinks are a challenge or are worth his time. So it's
And
like
he's also like, as we mentioned a few times, he's basically just an angsty teenager.
you wouldn't get it, Mum.
Cause like he that's part of his character. That's not me memeing or anything. That's been part of his character since Force Awakens. So it still holds true.
Like, Kylo may be supreme leader in this story, but that feels like almost like a largely ceremonial title. Like Hux, delusions of grandeur he may have is effectively running the First Order at this point, even if
Hux is running the First Order, and the reason that he's able to do this is because he has basically Darth Vader's grandson on the freaking cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
Kylo still outranks him, but Kylo's just so utterly unfocused with actually, and
He can't
he has no interest in the administrative duties.
Yeah,
of,
he can't
being
actually.
a tyrant.
Yeah, he can't actually lead people. He's too like
Yeah.
scatterbrained and like messed up in the head.
Like Hux has no people skills either, but he can at least command.
I mean, he did. There's that like big speech he does in Force Awakens. So I mean, there's that.
Paid witnesses.
But yeah, no, I do.
Didn't they all die?
Some people escape Starkiller Base, which
Right.
is I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of like that one. I'm thinking about some video Joey mentioned where like Hux's face from when he was doing that loud speech is like just imposed upon the Teletubby's son.
I knew. I was thinking the same thing.
I don't even remember what you're talking about.
I remember seeing that, but
You claimed someone edited like Hux's face onto like the Teletubby's son, where it's usually a smiling baby.
yeah, I've seen this. It's brilliant.
This is the last day of the Republic or something like that, and that's just funny. I haven't seen the video. It just sounds funny.
I'll try see if I can find it, but I remember seeing that. But no, it's I do like what they did with most of the characters. Like they actually gave Rose some good screen time. And yeah, like the rest of you, I thought Finn was the best part of this. Especially like the end bit. Like I can imagine just like sitting in the cinema, just shouting, just yeah, when all that stuff was happening with Finn, like that was brilliant. I loved that.
Also, I forgot this. I
Even Mom
forgot.
thinks Finn should have always been the main character.
I agree, honestly, because he got pretty shafted in 8, to be honest, and like in episode 9, it really felt like they just didn't know what to do with him, so they just brought him with the main cast and just kind of had him tag along. But yeah, I like what they did with him in this. Like, it felt like a good conclusion to his story arc, where like he started as um, a stormtrooper that kind of just wanted to like get
Run
away
away
from
from
that.
it all.
Yeah, and then with this, like you have like a bunch of other stormtroopers like joining him. Like that, I thought that was a great way to end that.
Well, the genius thing is, right, this generation of stormtroopers are all brainwashed child soldiers, and him
Right.
specifically was tasked with waste management. So
Mhm.
even Phasma decided that he wasn't fit for duty, and he still ended up on frontline combat, which ended up breaking his conditioning from the trauma it caused him, which gave him the opportunity to escape.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain how. Like that's a throwaway. Like yeah, Finn mentioning him being on sanitation is a throwaway line. Like I'm not sure. Like I don't even know. Like was he predominantly doing sanitation as his first order duties? Was that just something everyone did?
No, I think predominantly he was just waste management.
And they
Probably.
dragged his ass for a village massacre. Anyways, they are the dumbest mother huggers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh god. I feel I'm gonna like it's the thinking more about this stuff is making me sad. But like just because like uh Finn has like as a character, Finn is I think, I guess besides Kylo Ren maybe, Finn is definitely one of the most interesting sequel characters, and they just I felt they squandered his potential so much in the actual films, and I really this just makes me wish that this like some version of this script came to fruition, because this would have saved Finn for me personally.
Violent as the script may be, it does at least need to show a little more compassion to the other stormtroopers.
Yeah, I
Because
feel
it's a little jarring seeing Rise of Skywalker notably doing, like, to its credit, attempting to kind of go back to the stormtroopers breaking conditioning subplot, but I mean, Finn's still gunning them down and cheering while doing so. It's a
Yeah.
little weird.
yeah. But like
Like,
yeah, I
gosh,
do. I
the casualties for all those Star Destroyers alone would be kind of nightmarish.
Yeah, I mean he was already like cheering back in like Force Awakens, so I guess if they did something with that now, it would be kind of weird. But I can get what you mean.
I mean, yeah, I guess like I think earlier in the script, Finn does seem to be a little starting to feel some guilt over basically gunning down his fellow child soldiers. So good on Trevor for circling back to that.
That would have been interesting. Yeah, but
Like,
I do feel that there are some like there's some room for improvement, obviously, but I do like that he tried to give each character as much screen time as possible. Like it didn't feel like anyone was being thrown to the wayside. It felt like everyone had a point to the story, which is not something I can really say for Rise of Skywalker, to be honest.
it is interesting this movie took place apparently like around a decade after The Last Jedi, which that means they were kind of in. It seems like the First Order pretty much did properly take over. I guess at least now is a more expanded time period for them to do that instead of them just kind of dominating everything in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I also
That would
yeah.
make for a very, very long running TV show, though. Like
Oh god.
that could have been its own. This could have been like you could do a very long show just explaining the kind of guerrilla wars they were doing in the interim.
Yeah. I guess the one other thing I have to say is that I appreciate the fact that bless you. I appreciate the fact that they didn't bring back Palpatine or something for this. They
Yeah.
like they stuck with what they had. They like made the characters that were like available from the end of Last Jedi and just worked with that, and I appreciate that because it didn't feel like pandering for the sake of it, and
Palpatine was
yeah.
an old crutch that snapped like a rotten twig the second they leant on it.
Yeah, they.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, yeah. I don't
It's
have
funny
much
you
else.
mentioned.
I don't have much else to say about that. I just appreciate that they didn't do something like that here.
It's funny you mentioned it because for Palpatine's like one cameo appearance in this script, he mentions that his master's master is somehow alive, which does raise some questions about how the Sith's rule of two works.
Mm.
Because yeah, Tor Valum, that's the master of Darth Plagueis. So how did that work?
Yeah, I
Did
have
she
no idea.
did she fake her death? Did Plagueis let her live? We'll find out in the next expanded universe novel.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, where's she didn't do much in the sequel trilogy, but where's Maz Kanata in this?
Oh right, that's a fair point actually.
Like she is knowledgeable in the Force, so it's a little weird she's not helping Rey on this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Kylo uses Giga Drain.
Also that's probably I wouldn't be surprised. You know, what is the origin of like the Force draining powers in Star Wars?
I
Like,
don't know. I mean,
because obviously Rise of Skywalker didn't invent it. It's featured in this script. Did it predate it? Was there an old EU novel that featured it?
probably.
I
It's
mean,
definitely in terms of like like movies. Rise of Skywalker is the first time we've seen it, but in terms of like comic stuff, like it's probably somewhere, but I
like it's
don't know.
implied. I think it's a theory, I guess. So fans have kind of believed that Palpatine drained Padme of her own life force to sustain
Yeah,
Anakin.
I've heard that theory as well. I actually kind of like that.
Like I can believe that, which would kind of at least give some leeway to the broken heart stuff.
She lost the will to live.
Mm.
You lied
In
to
your
me.
anger, you killed her.
Wow, you lied to
No.
me.
Okay, let's see what else. I think that's all I got. Yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah, this movie is just. I don't know. For some reason I'm just imagining this movie playing out in theaters, and I'm just thinking of the color gray. Like Coruscant probably looks like crap at this point.
Probably. I was. I. It's no secret that I'm not the biggest fan of the sequels, but if this was what we got for episode 9, I I wouldn't say it would like completely fix the movies for me overall, but I'd say that this would have been a satisfying ending for me. Like I would have been fine with this if this is what we got.
It feels
Yeah.
It feels like a continuation of 7 and 8, not trying to be at odds with them.
Yeah.
You don't.
That's what sequels should do. They should,
If
continue from where the last left off.
yeah,
And yet
it
so many
feels, yeah.
sequels try to be band-aids instead of being good movies first and foremost.
Yeah, it just the sequels felt like it was just it's basically two directors like trying like fighting against each other. Like my ideas are better, no, my ideas are better.
Should have
And
only ever been one director.
yeah, well, it should have been. I don't know
Well,
about.
they'd have to space out the movies then, and that wasn't happening with the schedule.
I don't directors or how many directors doesn't matter. What they should have done is just okay. This is the clear roadmap we need to follow. We can like make some changes here and there, but let's try and stick to this as much as we can. Like they should have just done that from the start instead of what they did do. But everyone and their mother has said that at that point. Said that at this point, but
There wasn't inherently anything wrong with baton pass, but
no, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like they should have had at least like a clear goal from the get go, and like just they can still do the baton pass thing, but just have it in the sense of okay, you can direct the next movie, but just remember that the movie needs to include like these things, and you can I don't know you can figure out how to do it yourself, but just do that.
I don't know. Like this is not our sequel trilogy podcast, and that will never happen.
No,
But
no.
yeah, I don't know. Like Lucasfilm wasn't like they observed their directors. They weren't just leaving them to their own devices.
Well, no, I don't. No, I'm definitely not saying that either. But especially when you get to episode 9, it felt like they were doing so many things at once. Like they were trying to course correct from episode 8. They were trying to like end the series, obviously, because it's the last one. and trying to. They also have to like have all this stuff with a ton of different characters, and like, it's just a complete mess of a movie. And I again, like, if this script was the actual movie we got, I would have liked it a lot more, because not only does it feel like a good ending to the Skywalker saga, it also doesn't feel like it's trying to correct mistakes of a past movie, or be scared of bringing up like stuff from prequels, and just, I don't know, like, it feels like it's not it feels like it's confident in itself, if that makes any sense.
Yes, I can see that. What was I gonna say? Like, the script is messy, but it feels honest about itself. I guess it
Yeah,
doesn't feel. I mean, again, this is the first draft. It was going to get some. Like, I'm a friggin' Weasley nerd picking it apart and saying, yeah, this would get cut. But, yeah, like, if something feels honest about itself, and yeah, Rise of Skywalker. Unfortunately, I enjoy parts of it, but there's something that feels cynical about it. It feels cynical in a way that not even The Force Awakens does. Like, whatever gripes I have about that movie, like, at least it's, there's passion and competence behind that one.
I think I think nowadays I'd say Force Awakens is my favorite of the sequels, because like it's as much it's basically New Hope 2.0 for sure, but I think it does it well enough for me not to care that much, I guess. But then, yeah, Episode 9 is like, I don't know. Like, I remember watching that movie, and I didn't necessarily hate it, but I remember just walking out of the cinema, just being completely confused on my thoughts. I had no idea what to think.
So,
Walking out of episode 9, I said, right before they fucked it up, I said they can do one thing to redeem this movie, and that is if Rey says that her last name is not fucking Skywalker, and then she calls herself fucking Skywalker to that random ass old woman that has nothing to do with anything. And then I'm just like, fuck this shit, I'm out, and then walked out.
Did you just walk out when she said that?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I mean, that was literally when the movie ended.
The movie immediately fucking ends then, but yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Just imagine everyone just staring at you, just walking out. It's like, okay, bye. But no.
So, Xavier, what were your thoughts?
Well, before that though,
It was just weird.
Just this last thing, since you brought it up, I would have liked it more if she just kept as Rey Palpatine, and as just a way to say, like, it's not like you're like who you came from, that matters, just what you are now, kind of thing. And I feel like just making her just Rey Skywalker just completely misses on that.
Like, I feel like Rey was had potential in episode 7, and then throughout the course of 7 and 8 messed up the character so badly that even in this first draft of who I assume is a better writer than the actual one that actually got the final script out, he still had to work around Rey being written how she was.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, that does bring up one thing. And Xavier, I apologize for this. I will make this quick, and you will have the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I care for Kylo being the killer of Rey's parents. That's just that feels unnecessary to me.
That was out of left fucking field.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Right? That doesn't need to be there.
First of all, Kylo and Rey are about the same fucking age.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
So yeah, that might have been something that maybe Trevor forgot, and that would have probably been dealt with in a later draft.
Just imagine like Kylo Ren as a youngling just killing parents. What the hell?
Tables have turned. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I treat it in the same way as Joker being the Wayne's killers in the 1989 Batman. It just feels like unnecessary origin connections. I don't know, like.
Yeah,
it was okay. Ray just just had to. I'll say that does bring up a good question. Why did he kill Rey's parents?
Yeah, that
Snoke
doesn't
said they were
seem...
enemies, but why were they enemies? Were they force sensitive also? Like,
Okay. Yeah, that should have been explained.
like,
better.
like it was okay for Rey to just be the daughter of drunk scavengers. Like that was okay. Like
Yeah.
her getting over, like her learning to get over that would have been a decent enough character arc for episode 9. Like her
Yeah.
family is the resistance.
Yeah.
Okay, Xavier, you have the floor now.
All right. So what can I say about this? Honestly, I don't remember like too much about it since it's been nearly a year since we last did it. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, I do remember for the most part not being too interested while it was going on. But obviously like it started picking up near the end. Because I mean, especially it especially got dark near the end. That's because to me that's when it started getting interesting. It would definitely be interesting if they did that in the movie, but did that in the actual movie. But this is just the first draft, so I can understand why they wouldn't do that. Because like, man, just like nearly killing off R2 and 3PO just being like broken, or just like broken down from the fact that he pretty much killed another droid.
Yeah, you don't really see 3PO react like that.
Like,
Yeah.
it would at least be that would be in line with what like what Solo, a Star Wars story, was kind of implying about droid revolution. So
I've never actually seen
Oh.
that movie, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me neither.
in that movie, Solo meets a young Lando who has a companion droid who's actually interested in droid rights for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So that would at least kind of be in line with that movie. So
Fair enough.
Okay.
like 3PO is not a combat droid, so I can understand he wouldn't want to actually engage in that kind of stuff. R2 is okay with murdering droids. See episode
Yeah.
3.
I mean, there's also that episode in Clone Wars where he fights that like rogue like astromech droid.
Yeah, that gold.
Yeah. I remember that episode.
First of all,
Brother.
First of all, R2D2 has an electro tool which can be used
Yeah.
to stun combatants.
Yes.
Like,
You can-
R2's a construction droid, basically, that has no problems with using those same tools in self-defense or offensive matter.
You can use it in Lego Star Wars and it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, actually, that's the thing. In Lego Star Wars specifically, it's his primary attack.
Yeah.
Attack, we say in quotes.
Well, the other thing you do with R2D2 is fly, so...
Yeah. I mean, it's also funny because in Lego Star Wars, the enemies tend to ignore you if you're the droids, I think. So.
Funny, because in the movies they will absolutely shoot R2 just for no reason.
Anyways, yeah. If you have anything else, continue, Xavier.
Yeah.
I mean, I also thought that the scene where like Rey was temporarily blinded, that was also kind of dark.
Mm.
Because Rey and Kylo's battle in this is, or at least like final battle, it's much darker here than it was in like the final version.
This seems like a much more exciting duel than what we got, to be honest.
This duel definitely sounds exciting. I would have definitely liked to see that on the big screen. But I mean, like obviously, like toned down quite a bit because they gotta keep that PG-13 rating.
Yeah, like getting slashed across like the face or whatever, and like having Kylo's fingers chopped off. Good lord.
You have the slash across the face ring, right?
Yeah.
But don't make her cry blood.
Yeah, the crying blood thing I think would
Because
be a
that's the
bit
thing that
much.
took it
Yeah.
over.
I honestly,
And then,
what did I say?
Have Rey strike at his hand and then take out the lightsaber, but don't take his fingers off. Like,
Yeah.
just give him
Yeah.
burns or something.
Or just
At
cut his hand.
best-
Or just cut his hand off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's weird. It's more flesh loss, but somehow it feels less violent. Like,
yeah, just do the whole hand. Like, why do you have to be like the fingers? Like, that's just gross.
Yeah. Just cut the whole hand off.
Like, at that point, you may as well.
it's weird how humans react to certain injuries. Like injuries to the wrist, that's fine. Injuries to the digits, horrifying.
Yeah, for some reason that
that's
makes
just
me...
more horrifying.
Yeah, I do like how the Star Wars has a thing now of just blinding people.
Let's see what else. So yeah, the fight scenes in the sequel trilogy are pretty visceral compared to the other movies in general. So this feels in line, especially for what's
Yeah,
meant
I
to be
mean,
the final confrontation.
I don't. It's very.
Like,
Yeah, I definitely. It definitely feels like vicious. I'll give you that, but I don't.
like,
I feel like it's very.
I don't know if it
God.
was intentional or just a way to kind of be closer to the original trilogy, but there is kind of an interesting through line with the sequel trilogy fights. Like,
I
the Jedi arts are so long forgotten that people don't really know how to do the eloquent ballet anymore. They're just kind of killing each other. That's
yeah, I guess so. I
like,
do. I don't really like a lot of the sequel fights personally. Like, I mean, some of them are fine, I guess, but they even compared to the original trilogy, I feel like they're just really poorly choreographed. To be honest.
honestly, I think it's just down to I'm okay. The choreography I think is
There,
fine and
there were no
is
really big saber duels in the original trilogy.
No, there were.
Luke versus Vader on a Death Star was about as spectacular, like as much spectacle as you generally got.
I mean, the one in episode like
Vader's fighting style was always stiff and brutal, whereas Luke was more fluid. But his
Yeah.
fluidity in his blocks were pinned down by the raw power and hatred under his father's strikes.
yeah no yeah episode yeah I looking back at episode 5's duel though that was actually really good I think.
I don't. It's a duel, but it's more of a test / cat and mouse chase. But
Pretty
that's what
much
it's
yeah.
trying to be. So I'm not
I
gonna.
I like how it's basically just showing how much stronger Vader is compared to Luke at that point, and that he pretty much has no chance in beating him.
What was I gonna say? Why are we talking about fight scene choreography?
I don't know. Wait, it just got brought up.
I guess on the subject of Rey getting blinded. Yeah, I guess it is. I know her eyes got struck. You know what I mean? I know her eyes were struck, but it's kind of weird to mention like the wound being cauterized because that's what lightsabers do in the movies. But then, yeah, her eyes. I mean, gosh, if she got struck directly by the blade, man, she wouldn't even have eyes to bleed from anymore. They'd just be gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the unappreciated beauty of Star Wars. You can be as brutal with the blades as you want, but characters generally won't be bleeding gushes of blood at that point. They're just.
I feel like that would have been like cut. Like they can do the whole like you cut the eyes and all that and like not have the blood like all the blood stuff because they've done that before. They've done like in Force Unleashed like you cut Kota's eyes and then in Star Wars Rebels the same thing happens with Kanan, I think. So like, they could totally do that without having all the blood stuff.
Again, this stuff would probably be like reinterpreted for like concept art, the storyboards and whatnot. Like
Yeah.
some of this might have been Trevor Rowan entertaining himself.
Well, yeah,
like, this script wasn't really meant to be seen by us.
Yeah, the stuff like when they have like badassery and like like was it Rose saving their asses or something?
He lost the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But unlike Hux, we have survived the Star Wars.
Good.
Congratulations.
Has there ever been an instance of suicide on screen in Star Wars before?
Probably in the Clone Wars and Force Unleashed, actually. Sort of.
I don't know. Is it?
Like, full-on striking myself down with my own blade? Probably not, but...
Well,
yeah, Clone Wars.
Blade.
I'm trying to think.
His blade now.
Yeah, I don't.
He found that on the bottom of the streets and it didn't shatter on impact onto the ground from that height.
Someone conveniently caught it on their speeder when they were going through the streets of Coruscant, so...
Oh,
I mean, there are still...
should still be alive because of exactly that, but...
yeah, there are like still theories that like maybe Mace Windu actually survived, which if they want to explore that, that's totally possible.
What was I gonna say? So
Windu, a Star Wars story.
I'd watch that. That would be great.
Just start with just start with Windu getting blasted through the window and just the pause the screen. So you're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
It'll be the first Star Wars film with a character saying "motherfucker."
I think that's actually inscribed on his blade prop.
Nah.
I'm tired of these mother effing Siths on this mother effing Senate.
Eh, so yeah,
Then it's
so
treason. Then
uh, so what else? I
I
think
feel like
is that
I feel like I've said practically like everything I wanted to say.
Same.
all right
I don't really
then.
have
So
anything. I don't really have anything else.
all right
Darth
then. That
Jar
means
Jar Star Wars story.
we finished this before Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga actually released. It has been done.
That game
Balance has been
exists?
brought to the Force.
Wait, that game exists?
No,
It's supposed to be coming out this spring.
It's funny how like we
Allegedly.
still barely know anything about it.
Anyway, we'll see you guys next time in the Force Awakens stream that will never happen.
No,
Force
no,
Unleashed.
no.
Force Unleashed stream or no wait. I
Well,
don't know
we're,
what
Yeah.
you're
we're
talking
not.
about.
Well, we're recording. I don't know when these guys are gonna see that, but yeah, we need to record that.
Okay, so
You've got like 3 more days of me where that's actually possible.
Yeah,
maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow, maybe Monday. Like
yeah, we
we'll
need to
see.
find time.
What was I gonna say?
Maybe.
Speaking of streams, yeah, this is probably our second to last episode before we switch over, sort of, to
Well,
the Seas Brain Twitch channel. So
yeah, we need to
stay tuned.
set that up. I
Yeah.
did. What kind of want to finish this script before we did that though, just for finale's sake. But yeah, we need to set that up. I'll probably like have the Seasbrain Twitch account on auto host, so even if people do go to my Twitch to watch, they'll just it'll just like send them to the Seas account anyway. So you don't necessarily need to go anywhere if you don't want to go to an unfamiliar place. So you'll still be able to see it through this channel if you need to.
Well then, that's good to know. So we thank you all for being with us on this horrifically long journey.
And what's the next plan for story time?
Cry. Just
We're done. We're done with Star Wars.
okay, so I believe what is next on the docket is the long requested story by Gary, Total Drama Equestria. So
Hooray!
we have to
I
gather.
thought it was the entirety of Stargate SG-1.
No, we'll have to gather cast members for that. So stay tuned, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not getting cast members for that. I can feel it.
We're not getting cast members for anything.
It's
It's us or
true.
nothing.
It's true, but I hate you for saying it anyways. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we will resume my one remaining chapter of the Super Mario show, because that has been just on the internet for like what, 5 months now. Like, it can be read.
I'm curious about that as well. I want to see what you did for that.
I do have an
It's
idea.
long and very long, so that's
I do have an idea, but it's terrible.
Okay.
Fiverr.
what is that?
It's like I'll explain it in a minute.
So Total Drama Equestria, we'll read a chapter of that, and then when we get the pieces lined up, the Super Mario Show Chapter 7, and then I guess we go back to Total Drama Equestria as our anchor show for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe slot in one of those.
Yeah, that's going to
Go
be a
on.
long one. I was just going to say that Total Drama Equestria, like, just from what I've seen of it, like, that's going to be a long one, so we're going to be on that for a while.
Yes, I'd like to get back to some semblance of a rhythmic schedule on for this show. So
Yeah, well, now that we're done with Star Wars, maybe people be more willing to show up.
they don't even show up for the other non-Star Wars stuff we do.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
Oh dear. So Joey, Savior, and even though they are not here right now, Tanner and Brightstar, thank you. Thank you for your participation. Thank you, Harry, for actually voice acting in this.
It was utterly fun doing this, actually. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, you should do it more.
I liked being the guy that wasn't Hux.
Yeah, or like, rest in peace, Selleck. We
Yeah.
We hardly knew ye.
Yeah, I don't know if
He flew
I.
into a planet.
Yeah, I don't know if I really did any, like any good, but I had fun.
You were good as Hux. Kylo.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I did what I could.
Like this was just hilariously catastrophic.
I will say this about voicing Kylo though. I appreciate voicing someone like that's more in my vocal range instead of like someone like Ruby.
Oh,
So
don't get me started on how many female character-oriented stories that we try and read as an all-male cast.
yeah, right.
It's almost like Harry picks most of those.
Yep. I'm not gonna argue that point.
Like I can barely even voice Mario. Why you make me voice Umi?
It's fine. It's fine. I'll just go around Harry's house tomorrow when I have energy and call him bad.
And I just like, just imagine that you just open the door. It's like you're bad, and he just walk out again.
Walk into Harry's house, through his goddamn living room and kitchen, and then just be like bad, and then walk all the way back through his house. It's like I'm not just gonna open your front door.
That'd be hilarious. Oh my god.
I'm gonna jump over your fence and wait for you to wake up and see me in the garden.
So, I think that's it. One chapter of Total Drama Equestria. Stay tuned for that, folks.
Yeah.
And then Super Mario Show, when we get the cast members aligned for that, Tanner's retirement is over starting now.
And maybe we'll get Nova back. I'll have to talk to him directly, but he seems to be starting to be in a better place now. So maybe we can get him back.
I feel
We'll
like
just
we're gonna
see.
have to make it no Star Wars rule for C's brain. Just flat out blanket ban on Star Wars content.
That sounds like a fun time, actually. So,
It sounds like people might be more involved in other things if they know that it's not going to accidentally lead to a promise of Star Wars.
God.
so
It has gotten that bad.
Yeah,
was it
I've seen some bad things. Yeah.
So what else is happening? So Total Drama Equestria. Tanner's probably gonna be taking point on that one. Like he's more familiar with the
Probably.
ponies than I am.
Probably.
Mario Show. Yes, I'll be happy to get back into that. I hope Tanner will enjoy that. Hopefully Nova will participate. And I guess I can't remember if I told the audience this, but Ethan will probably not be on story time for the foreseeable future. He's taken early retirement.
Right.
So he will not be reprising his roles for Mario Show. We'll have to reassign stuff. I guess that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah. I think we're done.
Let's end this before we get to 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess thanks for listening, and we finally finished this stupid Star Wars script after like almost a year. So that's great.
Over a year, starting from the
Well,
first
well,
time.
I mean like from the last episode, but like in terms of just finishing the script in general, like yeah, it's been over a year. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys in the next episode, I suppose.
May the force be with you all.
Give me money so I don't have to go to work.